Hi, everybody. This is Joanne Eisen with Reach the Unlimited, and we are solely on YouTube because we're trying it out. Hi, Mary Ann.
Hi,
Yay,
Mary
we
Ann.
have one person.
Yeah,
Yay.
I know.
Anyway, we wanted to try out just doing it on YouTube for all you YouTube people. And I just got the notification that I'm live. Let me turn off my notifications. Anyway, we're here to do card readings tonight. Marcia, introduce yourself. Sorry. Hence I go on.
Hi, I'm Masha. I'm here with Joanne on Reach the Unlimited to do some readings tonight.
Yeah, we're going to do readings. Wow, I didn't know how many people. I didn't know if anybody would show up, and we have three lovely people here. So,
Oh, there you go.
whoever your three lovely peoples are, say hello. And
Thanks,
tonight
Marianne.
we're going to do something a little. I want to look for us because I want to see. I want to see what it's like. Oh shoot! I never know how to do this from this end.
What it's like to see us.
Yeah, I should be on there now. Anyway, who else here?
Oh, Pierrette. Hi, Pierrette.
Pierrette.
Oh, thanks for sharing, Marianne.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Marianne. I don't know how to find us on here. If I go to
Where are you on?
I'm on my channel right now. Here, we're our live. Oh, there, we're live.
Hi, Donna Brown.
Okay, I got there. Okay,
Oh, good.
I see the live chat. Hi, Donna. Pretty much is exactly what's there. So, but I wanted to monitor it to kind of see. Okay, so tonight what we're going to do is a little bit different, aren't we, Marcia?
Yep.
We're going to have some chat as I know how to talk, as well as do card readings. I don't know how we're going to do this. This is new to us. We're trying to come up with a fun format.
Yeah. Well, listen. This is what we're gonna just try talking.
Let's talk for a minute. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the other day. I was watching some card readers that were talking about tarot, and basically it was that tarot was a more superior way of reading for people, and because it's more accurate. But you have to do tarot reading the way tarot is meant to be read, which is having all of the head knowledge of what they all mean and the suits and the whole thing. You have to do it the way you're taught to do it. And they also had talked about if you didn't know how to do it that way, then you have no business even touching a deck of tarot cards. I did not like that. I did not agree with that because I feel like you're missing the whole point. Also, if you are a part of oracle reading cards or people that read oracle cards, dog interruption, then they're doing it by intuition. But intuition even wasn't as accurate as the tarot cards. What do you think about that? Oh, okay, I'll keep talking because you're going to take care of your dog. What do you guys think about that? Hey, this is so cool. I'm seeing all YouTube symbols. That's really cool. We haven't done that. Well, you can touch them, but you can't read for them, Marianne. You can't read with them because it's like the feeling I got, because that's definitely an old way of thinking. Hi, Janine. That's an old way of thinking that, only the gifted and only the ones that were handed down. And, you had to be specifically trained by masters to tarot to be able to read them. So it's definitely a part of history. But I feel like in our time and day that we've evolved so much more to understand that you shouldn't be reading cards from a book, right? Like I have this angel book right here. If I had my tarot book, which I do use it and I do look at it, that's not using the gifts that Spirit is giving me. That's not using that communication line that Spirit is giving me, because I feel like I'm going to do a better job of doing an intuitive reading through the tarot cards because they inspire you than to do something that is from a book. What are your thoughts, Marcia? You're muted, my dear. You are beautiful, but we want to hear your voice too.
Sorry. Oh gosh, I just had a little interruption. I'm sorry. Um, so I believe this is how I believe it. I think with tarot, it's nice to have an understanding of what the cards mean because they do have a meaning. But for each card, right, there's so much more that you can add to it. And you really should use your intuition because you might pick up a card and you see the star shining brighter in that one, or you see the cat sitting at their feet and it means different things. So absolutely, I agree that your intuition is the best way
Yeah.
to go with reading cards.
I think intuition, and I agree with you too, Donna. And hi, Mary Elizabeth. I can't call you Mary because you're Mary Elizabeth to me. But I agree with Donna. You have to go from your intuition. Your intuition, if you're really in tune and you know that you're speaking from the inspiration of spirit, not from your mental mind, then you're going to get a way more accurate reading than any tarot would give you because you're trusting that guidance, that inspirational speaking through the spirit that wants to teach you something.
I've got a question. So Donna said this here. Why is everyone trying to tell people what to do and how to do it? So that's the thing. Like, why would you say you have to do it my way or the highway, right? Like you have to do it the way that I say or it's wrong. Or how about, do you remember, sometimes, I don't know if you guys have heard that you have to be gifted your tarot deck. Can you imagine that you have to be gifted it? And I'm like, I don't think so. I bought my first one, So yeah, I think everybody's going to do what's right for them.
Tracy, I love what you said. And it's true because there's some people that feel comfortable reading from the old way of tarot and they still use their intuition, but they were taught to read that way. But the point is that they're using their intuition still and they're not judging other people. That's the problem, is the judging of other people. I mean, everybody should do
a certain way.
Yeah. Everybody should do what they are being led and guided to do. Because there's not, like you said, there's nothing wrong with the old way of doing it. And there's nothing wrong with people who only want to use the oracle. And there's nothing wrong with using your intuition.
This is what I think. When I learned tarot, I think I told you this, Joanne, years, like, oh God, it feels like a lifetime ago, right? But I wanted to learn the cards and it's overwhelming to learn all of those cards, right? Like, and there's so many different meanings. So for the first time, I would do the Celtic cross spread and I would ask a question. I would write it down. So there is something to be said for writing down, it's easy to learn when you write things down. And I would write my question at the top of the page. I wish I saved it. Can you imagine from when I was 30 years old, all those questions?
It would be awesome.
Asked, right? So, and I would do the spread and I would write the card. I would write the meaning of the card. And then I would summarize it and give my little reading at the end. But that's how I learned it, right? So then I got a pretty good grasp on what each of the cards mean. But then that's not how I read them now. I mean, I still know, but it's really intuition that you're going with,
I totally agree. And I agree with you, Jeannie. I think that using the oracle and the tarot together are very good. I love combining the two of them together.
That's what I do. I use them both.
You combine the tarot, the oracle, and the angel cards together.
That's right. Right. Donna, they're the same questions I still ask today. That's right. Because I ask the question, oh my God, 100 times. I'm like, are you sure? And I'll ask it again.
A lot of people feel that that's wrong too. And I disagree with it because I feel like spirit knows that we're human. And so especially if it's something, you've had those times where it's like something you really want, it's really important. And you're like, is it really going to turn out? Am I really going to get it? And you don't want to think that you are because you might jinx it. You don't want to think that you're not because then you'll be disappointed. And so you keep asking the question.
Oh, how about that? When you ask the question, you put down a few cards and they don't look that great. And you go like, I am not in the right frame of mind to be doing this.
Now, what do you think about, because I rarely do this, but I have been known to do it on very few occasions because I know better. But what do you think about people who throw the cards down and then they're like, no, I don't like these cards. So they put them back in and they do a reading again.
Yeah, I've done that.
Do you think that's like kosher? What do you guys think of that? Do you think
I
that's
don't think it
kosher?
is. But I have been known, but you know what? If I were doing a reading for
Yeah.
you, I
Yeah.
would not do that. If I'm doing it for myself, that's when I am not in the right frame of mind, and I'll pick them up and start again. So
I
I had this woman who read for me from when I was 20 years old.
uh-huh.
Her name was Ramona, and she would throw the cards and everything, and there'd always be one, and I didn't really know them at that time, but I knew there was like a tricky one, right, that was in there,
Yeah.
and she would just go, oh, put another card right on top of it. And she would cover it up and then read the whole thing from there. That doesn't mean anything. So
I
I don't
love
know. But I used to do it.
my it's so funny because my mom was into this kind of thought pattern when she was about the age that I was when I started. And so she was into going to see a medium. She was into seeing a tarot reader. She was into all these crystals. And it's really funny because she's right back into her Catholic belief. But I used to think she was evil. I used to think she was a horrible person. Like I didn't think she was a horrible person, but I felt bad for her because I knew she was going to go,
Oh my God.
which cracks me up now. But I had compassion. I have to say, I wasn't the holy roller thumper kind of thing.
Yeah.
I was genuinely concerned for her. But it cracks me up
Oh,
now
that's
that
funny.
I went down the same road, but I went farther than she did. She stopped before she became anything. I decided I'll play with tarot cards. No, I think I'm going to be a medium now.
Oh, that's hysterical. Do you know I have my mother's tarot cards?
You showed me. You should show
Yeah.
everybody her
Yeah. Well,
tarot.
I would if I could put my hands on them. Oh, I do.
Because they're ancient and they're really cool.
They're in their own special box.
Yeah, I agree, Tracy. It would scare me too. I can't do it. I can't do it. Even for myself, I can't do it. The only time that I've done it is when I've thrown the cards and they don't make sense to me. Like I can't understand them. It doesn't make sense to me. Then I'll put them back. But often, and how many times have you seen this where you do that and the cards come back again, or cards that are very similar? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, nope, sorry, this is the answer, or we're going to answer it in the same way in another way.
So
okay,
this is the box. Look how old this box is. It's all beat up. And then when you open it up, these are her cards. Oh, look at this booklet. I just saw this. Look at how old this is. Can you see?
I can.
Oh my goodness.
You get frustrated when people say you have to be gifted with tarot cards, but yet you were gifted with tarot cards.
Yeah, but just recently. I just recently got these. I haven't even used them. But I think I should.
I think you should. They have your mom's energy. How did your mom get into tarot cards and tarot readings?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know how she ever got into them. I have no idea.
You'll have to ask her that.
I know. I forget how I even found these cards. I don't know why, but I know Marianne. I'm going to use them. Is right.
Yeah, Marianne said use them.
She has some writings on the top of them.
They are pure magic. Was that her cheat thing?
No, they have like numbers. It says like 18-8, 17-8. I don't know what they mean.
You'll have to ask her. Maybe she has a different way of reading them. That would be
if she remembers
to us.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Oh, nobody could read for you, Perrette.
That's right.
That's wild.
I bet you felt scared. That would scare me too. Like, what do they all know? They're not telling me.
Exactly.
That's really unprofessional too. That is really scary that somebody would do that. That's crazy. What are your guys's best experiences with tarot readings? Do you guys have any best experience, like real good memories of, wow, that was the most amazing experience I've had?
I have one.
What? Tell me.
Mine?
Yeah.
So I was going to court reporting school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard. It was like I was crying every day, right? It was really hard. And I went to my tarot reader, and I had 7 weeks to pass 7 tests. And it's a speed test, right? So it was going from like 180 words a minute to 225 words a minute. So I was like, And I said, and if I didn't pass by July, by this date, I had to take another year, another whole year of school before I could. And I was like, what am I going to do? So I went to Ramona and I said, what is going to happen? And she throws her cards. She goes, don't worry, dear. You are going to pass those tests. Bing, bing, bing. And I said, no, you don't understand what court reporting is. I go, it's not like I can study. I go, it's a speed thing. And usually it would take to get from one speed to the next, it would take a couple of months. So there's no way I'm going to do 7 tests in 7 weeks. And she swore, she did her cards. She goes, don't worry, honey. And I'm like, okay. I passed my last test on the second to last day.
Wow.
And I did exactly as she said it was going to happen. Exactly what she did. So I will never forget that. She was just, it was awesome. Oh, Pierrette.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Cool. And I agree. Marcia does give the best readings.
Thanks, Marianne and Donna.
Absolutely.
Thank you. But yeah, you were going to adopt a girl.
Yeah.
It's funny how they like, I think, Pierrette, you're the one who said that different people couldn't read for you. Mm-hmm. And I do believe that you have a connection with some people, right? And that's why my Ramona, she read my cards for 20 years. Mm-hmm. Probably longer than 20 years, probably 30 years. And because we had this connection. She was always right with me. But I've seen her with other people, and she might not have been on point. But
well, that's the same with mediumship. There's the energy of the other person plays a big part of it. If you don't feel connected to that person, then your reading is going to suffer in that way.
Yep.
It just takes a lot more perseverance on the medium's part to go through that. And because I've had some people, in all the readings that I've done, I think but it was way in the beginning of my doing mediumship, where I could not read for this person. I literally had to walk away from it. And I never ever do that. I don't believe that you should. There's some mediums that believe, hey, it's not my day today. I'm sorry. I'm going to give you your money back. I'm out of here. I just don't believe that's an issue. But I don't know what was with this lady's energy, but I could not read for her. And I literally had to tell her, I'm sorry, I can't read for you. I'll reschedule, but I can't. And I never did read for her because I never felt there was something about her energy that just set me in a kind of a shut down mode. And I wasn't open to do mediumship. Now I think if I did it again, and someday she's on my radar, I'm going to call her back and say, hey, I'm going to give you a free reading because now I know how to get around that. But that was really interesting. But yes, I have that even with like some people, that spirit comes in woof, and you feel like they're hugging you. And other people, it's like, come on.
Yeah. Now I got a question for you. What do you feel about asking questions during a reading? Not mediumship, cards.
Yeah, cards readings. Yeah. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
I don't know why anybody. You have a period of time. You have to stay within that period of time. Mm-hmm. But if somebody has questions, why would you not answer them?
Right. No, but I mean, me as the reader, I'm going to ask you questions, right? Because some people, and like Donna just said, some people come in, they want to test you, right? And they want to see if, what you're doing. I did a reading for a woman once, and the whole time, it was only a half an hour reading. The whole time, everything is great. Her life is wonderful. And I'm looking at these cards. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And everything I said, she was like, nope. My life is fantastic. And then the last 5 minutes, she went and told me that she thinks her husband's cheating on her and they're getting divorced in this whole disaster. But she was just, nope, everything's great. And everything wasn't great. So that was tricky for me.
Well, I feel that doing card readings is different than doing mediumship in the way that you are trying to do what's in the best and highest good for that person through a an actual tool, right?
Right.
When we're doing mediumship, we're not doing anything. We're just taking a hike somewhere and letting spirit use our voice. So to actually get to understanding, which I've had to do that, tell me a little bit about what's going on. So I
Right.
have a better understanding of how I can answer that question through cards of the tool that we're using.
I
Yeah, I
agree,
agree.
Marianne. Yep, that's what
Yep.
happens. They think, especially if they don't know you. So when I know people, right, I love to have a conversation. To me, the cards are like a conversation opener type thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Back to what you said, Marianne, about people scamming you. It's like within mediumship. Um, I never ask questions in mediumship ever. But if that sitter tells me something about their loved one, I used to be like, no, no, don't tell me, no, no, because I have to prove to that person I'm doing mediumship. I'm getting their loved one to come through. And I don't have that same opinion anymore because that person's life was however many years long that they lived, which is 365 days in a year, how many ever years they've been alive, right? There's so much information that you can bring through. So even in a reading, if you're doing cards for somebody that has a specific question, you're using that tool and they maybe give you some information, you as a reader should be able to take that deeper than what they're at. You should be able to answer it a little more clearly than what maybe they had stated. So even if they give you information, you as a reader needs to go deeper than what you're hearing. That's my feeling on that.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you know what? It's funny because I know on my show last night, Lawrence was talking about a lot of the mediums out there that are they're scamming. And Tarot, the same thing. I mean, how can you prove this untangible, untouchable thing other than it has to resonate with you, the sitter? Right. It has to make sense to you, the sitter. So yeah, it's scamming out there is very big.
Yep.
It's definitely a thing. Yep.
Can you imagine? I can't even imagine. It's a crazy time.
Why do you discourage it later in the conversation, Tracy? Oh, you discourage it until later in the conversation. Sorry. Why do you do that, Tracy? I'm curious. Hey, we can all bring you guys up and you can talk with us too.
Oh, you can?
I can.
Well, that would be fun.
Yeah. That's possible. Do you want to come up and tell us all about it, Tracy? Why you discourage conversation until later?
I think I can understand that too, Tracy. Like at the beginning, right? I think you want to, if you have a question, say about your love life or whatever, and then you do a little bit of a reading. Marianne, of course you can, Marianne. Well, you can come up with the picture screen and still talk.
Oh yeah, you can. You guys can, if you want to come on and talk to us, you can do that. You just shut your camera off, and then we don't see you. And we just do audio. Absolutely.
But I think I agree with Tracy. Like you want to have the conversation later, get the general topic, do a reading, and then say, how's that resonate with you or whatever. And then you may ask more questions. If you have a question, pull more cards on that. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I can see that it could confuse you.
Yeah.
I know for me, when I start a reading, I get more zoned into the spiritual world. And so I can get kind of like a deer in headlights and kind of ignore the which I have done before. So I can understand what you're saying. Yeah. So out of all you guys that are here, how many of you prefer doing the tarot versus the oracle? Do you have a preference of one over the other?
I've got a question.
Or do you feel one is more accurate than the other? What's your question?
Well, this is how I think. I think tarot, it's better to do a spread, right? With oracle cards, I think it's you don't really have to do a spread. And I think tarot works better with like the Celtic cross. I think that's really good. Oh, Tracy will come back another day.
I would be more than happy to have you on, Tracy.
And I think generally that oracle cards are a little bit nicer.
They are more gentle. Yes, that's why I like oracle cards. Absolutely.
Yeah.
They're a little more kind.
Tarot, oracle.
Love that. Yes, that is a very good answer to that question, Jeannie. Very good answer.
Yeah.
And that's very true. But I don't know about you, but right now I have, I don't know, 10 decks out here right now. Because I pay attention to the person's energy, and that calls to whatever deck is going to be the most pertinent for them at the time. So again, following the intuition.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is the most challenging situation you've had in tarot?
I don't know.
Is there any? You could say none.
I can't think of anything. What about you?
When I become like feeling like I have to do it by the book, and then I become more mental, and then it's just I have to do it from intuition.
Yeah.
Or forget it. I don't, as you know me, everybody, Marcia knows me. I don't follow rules well. I have to do it my way. In fact, she tells me that, and I have to keep listening because you can't always do it your way. But it's definitely something that's hard for me.
Look at Jeannie, the death card and the tower at the same time. But you want to know something? I happen to like that tower card. I know I'm a little weird like that, because people see that and they are freaking out, right? Because that tower card is the worst. The person's like falling from the burning building, and it's like, what the heck is going on? To me, it is like, you know what? We're getting rid of all the junk that we don't need anymore. And it's a chance to rebuild, right? Start fresh. So I'm talking about this Ramona that I had as my tarot reader, right? She was the most positive person. I never went to another reader after her because I told her, I can't handle any kind of negativity. I cannot handle it. So I try to look at my card reading the same way. I don't want to be negative. And that's why when I see that the tower card, to me, I'm like, I'm not going to sit there. Your whole life is going to just blow up in front of you, right? Well, it might, but it's going to be for the better,
That's the thing that people have trouble with, though. Who wants to go through the pain to get to the better? And when you see the tower card,
exactly,
or the death card, it's like you're going through some pain to get to where you're going.
But it's going to be worth it.
Yeah, exactly. It's not always a bad thing because there's always an open door when you get through a closed door.
Mm-hmm.
So you absolutely. I have a person that I know who had a card reading, and she got the death in the tower card. And I don't remember what the actual reading was, but shortly after that, somebody close to her had died. She will never do a card reading again. She would never go back to it again after that. And I can understand that at that point.
What does she think the card reading? I mean, it couldn't obviously cause it.
I think when the person that had passed was very close to her, so I can understand everything about it would be a bad thing. But hi, Cassandra. I feel that. I have another thing. You made me think of it when you said learning. But anyway, I feel that she kind of blames the cards for it, even though logically she knows it's not true. But it was the knowing. It was having that knowledge beforehand and not being able to do anything about it, I think, would be the hardest part of it.
Oh.
Because it was only, like, if I'm not mistaken, it was only days later. It wasn't that long later.
Did the readers say somebody was going to die?
Like I said, I can't remember. I think so, but I don't know. I can't say. I don't remember what the reader actually said, but she walked away with it knowing this is a big possibility of someone dying. But I can't answer to. I don't remember.
Those words are never coming out of my mouth, I'll tell you that.
Learning, growing through struggles, yes, presenting to us, absolutely. So what are your feelings about the Lenormand deck or system? Because I know I do them, and you're learning them. You're kind of stumbling through learning them. I don't know them.
Yeah, Jeannie, I'm with you. That's a big no-no. This Lenormand, Joanne, is not easy for me. So Joanne told me about this Facebook group where
Mhm.
people post a question and they post their cards. They have these readings that I have no clue how they get to where they're getting. I really don't. So I kind
But
of put them away.
it's kind of no, don't do that. It's kind of like the tarot where there's a system to it. And there's a
Yeah.
system to if this card is with this card, then it's causing this to be this. If this card's with this card, or it's but then again, you read it kind of like playing chess is what always reminds me of.
Yeah.
You can go up or down, or you do three over, like
Yeah.
and so and they all mean or lines mean things in a diagonal.
Yeah.
So it's but to me, I love in fact, I
Well,
have
I got a question.
right
When
here.
you ever pick them up and just like read one card? So if you're doing oracle cards, right, and we pick a reading, will you throw in a Lenormand card?
I use the Lenormand the same way as I use anything else. I love using the Lenormand that way.
Yeah, Jeannie, I think it is a fixed system, and it's like
It's a very fixed system.
talk about learning the tarot, and then you got to learn that. I was overwhelmed. I was over,
Yeah.
but you want to know something? I think the cards are beautiful, and I love them so much,
Yeah.
but I still can't.
But it's kind of one of those things that for me, I'm not going to study it because it's not high on my list and I don't have time. But I do, whenever I can, I'll figure out, oh, this or that, or this reflects this, or, so I'm constantly trying to learn something new about it, but I'm not going to sit down and study it. Plus, I also feel like it's coming back to like the tarot. You read it from intuition. Not for you.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Everybody's on that page. Yeah.
Absolutely. I do love the cards too. These are my
too.
actual favorite one, the rose ones.
Are those the ones I have? Oh no. I have the Gilded Reverie.
Yeah, I have that one too.
Oh. And not only that, I love them because the size of them. Oh, is that the ones I have?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look how little they are. They're like perfect. They're the perfect size.
They're so beautiful, aren't they? Beautiful.
They're what do they mean? That's the thing. I don't even know.
We learn and we just use intuition.
Yeah.
And these ones I love. I got these off of Etsy, I think. They're like tea reading cards.
Oh, those are nice.
And they're really fun. And they've been really helpful because you just, again, you do it by intuition and there's some words there. So if a word pops out to you, you're like, oh, and then, but these also with Lenormand, they have positive and negative. But with the tea cards, they also have positive and negative.
What do you mean?
I don't usually, if it's upside down, it's a negative, whatever.
Oh.
I don't usually read cards.
Well, that's another question. Do you read them upside down?
I don't usually, unless it really sticks out to me that this has a meaning in that way. But overall, sometimes though, I don't know. I must be intuition because I remember you and I were doing card readings. Must have been about a month ago, and I remember thinking after, wow, I was doing the opposite. I was doing the negative. Yeah, I was like, and on the the flip side of that, or whatever I was saying. So I must have been inspired that night. I know they're really pretty, aren't they? Those are really pretty. These are really cool cards. They have oracle cards.
Okay,
Lenormand, the same maker. It's a Italian company that makes these, and they're really beautiful cards. I love them all.
Say that again. They have oracle cards.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep. I can't remember you get it off of, I think it's US Games. Games. You can get, they have a bunch of those from Italy.
Huh.
Yeah. But these are one of my favorite, the Gilded.
Yeah, I like them. I think they're pretty.
Yeah.
To look at, but I don't know. Maybe I'll use them someday.
Anyway, so we've had a chat. You guys want to ask some questions? Although we have all these card experts here because y'all are singing our song during this whole conversation. But you know what? We all like to have a reading, don't we?
Oh my gosh, yep. But this is the thing. We were just talking about this too. to think of a question. Like, what do you want to ask? And everybody's like, I don't know.
No, we were going to do a question this time.
Oh,
Remember? What were we going to do? What is our question for
this is from Wednesday night.
How about the 5-year plan?
Oh, yeah. What does my future self want me to know 5 years from now?
I like that question.
5 years from now.
5 years from now, my reading on Wednesday from everybody in our circle was, I'm going to be good. So I'll take
Everybody said that, Joanne.
They did.
Everybody.
They absolutely did. They all said it in a little different way.
Yep.
Yep.
I love that.
Yep. So I have nothing to worry about.
Nope. Nope.
So Dawn, is your yes, you want that question?
5 years from now.
5 years from now.
What's your future self telling you 5 years from now?
What is your future self telling you?
Oh yeah, everybody. This is like a great question. I love this question.
Okay, Donna wants that question.
I was telling Joanne I have to keep my questions somewhere because this is what I do with them. I put them on a piece of paper and then they're gone. And I'm like, that was a good question.
Jeannie wants that question. Donna wants that question.
Mary Elizabeth. All right.
Mary Elizabeth just said, oh, wow, interesting question. Does that mean I want that interesting question?
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Who are we reading for first?
Here's Donna. I'm just going to make the list of
Okay.
Donna, Marianne.
Okay, Marianne. I like that. Marianne's going to make you a question book.
Oh, Marianne. See? She's so artistic. She can do anything. Thank you, Marianne, because I need that. You know that.
Okay, so we're doing Donna, Marianne.
Pierrette, Mary.
Phone can't die until we're done with you. Jeannie. Oh, where did Pierrette go? Pierrette is first. Okay.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. All right. Donna, Marianne, Pierrette, Mary Elizabeth, and Jeannie. Oh, for your highest good, Jeannie, we'll do it. All right, Marianne, we'll take a picture.
All right. So are you going somewhere? So Donna first. Ooh, you need these cards. What does Donna's higher self want her to know 5 years from now? What will you be like for your highest good for Jeannie?
5 years from now. Doesn't that seem like forever?
Oh, I think we've been around long enough to know that 5 years from now is going to be in a blink of an eye.
That's true. Okay, Donna.
Donna, what does your higher self, your future self,
So I just picked this one card for Donna. I just got to tell you. So I know Donna, right? Oh, and there's Cassandra too. Donna does shamanic journeying, which we should try that some night. I don't know if we can do it online, but she's like awesome. And every time I pick this card, I think of Donna, and it says quest, right? And to me, it's like on that vision quest. And when you do it with Donna, you wouldn't believe the stuff that you get. But so Donna, vision quest for yourself. All right. What am I doing? I got to get my other cards.
It's interesting. Marsha told me I have to stop saying that.
Yeah, you go like this. Oh my God, talk about being scared.
I know, right? I gotta stop doing that. It's good though. I feel like there's movement coming your way for sure. There's definitely movement coming. But I do feel like you're putting yourself in some kind of illusion or trap that's not real. And it's going to be really imperative that you don't stay there because you're gonna hold yourself back from what your future self wants you to do. So I do feel like the door is open and you've got a future going, Donna. You've got a beautiful like path to follow, right? And it's like, it's beautiful there, but there's a sword in the way. And the sword is something that either can hold you back or you can use it to keep moving forward. So I feel like there's going to be choices for you. There's going to be some choices about where do you want it. To me, it's almost like the picture that you paint of your life is in your own head, and it's not really open for the universe to step in. So not that you're being stubborn or anything, it's just that you have this forward motion and you want to be able to be open to whatever spirit wants you to bring. What's really interesting is she has her eyes covered. So I feel like this is going to be one of your kind of like your challenges. What's really interesting to me though is what really strikes me are the angel's wings. So I feel like you need to open your eyes and trust the angels, trust the universe to take you forward into the, I'm glad you understand, take you forward into the direction you want to go, because you could really hold yourself back. But the thing about it is that you just need to embrace and love life. This is all about life. This is embracing it and loving it, because there's so many gifts that are going to come your way. And it's going to be beautiful for you if you can like open up and get out of your own way. And again, it's that movement, right? You're going to move forward. And to me, this chariot is in the air. This chariot is basically levitating. So it's like the magic and the gifts that are going to come towards you are going to all be there for you if you can just take the blindfold off and just allow yourself to go down that path, because you're going to be supported as you go along the way, and they're really going to be beautiful gifts, but you're the one that's going to hold yourself back. So open up to all the gifts that are coming to you.
Bum, 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 bum. That's excellent. Very, very nice. But Donna, I get a couple of cards for you. The one card that really struck me is this one here, and it's talking about cycles, like things going in cycles. And I know you stop trying to control everything, and that's what this is saying too, is to really release any fears that you have about, like, what is the future going to hold? Isn't that the question we always have? Like, what, oh my God, what is going to happen? And I know Dawn is going through stuff right now, right? And it's you're like, well, what the heck is going on? And I did get a lot of movement for you. I got, this the Knight of Swords. Again, it's really fast movement, Donna. Things are gonna like go for you. But one thing I love this one. We get stability for you, the Emperor. It's really, like, I think if you release the fear, exactly, letting go, release whatever, that you want to control things. Donna's like to control things. I know you do, but this one's, let go of that control. And really, you've got that firm foundation, and it's going to be really, stability is what you need, right? And that's what we all hope for, right? Is that stability. And I do feel that that's going to be there for you. On your way there, Donna, you got to be flexible. I got the flexibility card, right? And it's like, honest to God, I just felt like the tree blowing in the breeze, which way am I going? Because I feel like you can feel like, where am I going? But I don't want you to worry, because you are really on the straight and narrow, and you're going to be A-okay. More stability in your life 5 years from now.
It's very similar to the reading that I got, because I agree with everything she said. That really is about, because I feel like you get to create your future, but you want to create it in the most loving way. So keep that in mind as you're moving forward, because it feels to me that in the next 5 years, you could be your own Achilles heel. So you just need to trust and let go and let spirit direct and guide you, which I feel like you do that pretty well. I feel like you're pretty connected, and you're pretty close to your spiritual world and your spiritual team, but it's allowing them and trusting them, because your future is really is a lot of movement into gloriousness. So
there is a lot of movement, and it's just a lot of, and she's, and I know Donna, she's a very good friend of mine, and she's got a lot of stuff going on. And she is, when you say that she's connected, she is so connected, so connected. And it's going to be all good, Donna.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Marianne, I don't know if you're still here.
We'll do it. So, Marianne, what I see for you is you're holding yourself back from where you can go. I mean, it's like there's so many beautiful things, very similar. There's so many beautiful things awaiting you, and you're holding yourself back from it. And it's what's beautiful about it is all of that movement and all that light and all that beauty there. That's who you are, that beautiful gift that you have to be able to share with other people. And you're holding that back. You need to let go. You need to like live in each moment. Don't live in the past or don't live in the future, but live in each moment, because that's how you keep perpetuating that forward motion of creating the life that you want to live. So you need to open up and allow that to come to you. So live with, what can I do next? What is the best thing for me to do? What's my next step? Where's the next place I can go, without being in your head, without thinking about what you didn't do or what didn't go right or what you should be doing, but you don't really want to do it. It's about just living in the moment of doing what you can when you're there. And that through that, I feel like the other part of it though is, don't tire yourself out. But this doesn't feel to me about necessarily work, because I feel like you really enjoy the work that you do when you're doing it. I feel it's more of the dialogue that you have within your own head, and that let that go on a trip, like put it off to Hawaii and let it have a vacation in Hawaii and just be at peace, because you don't need it. Because really good things are coming this way. It's all flowing towards you. Communication is something also you're going to be doing that more of, but you're going to have to really be careful, because I feel like in this one, it has something to do with you being double-minded. Like, I can do this and I can't do that, living on both sides of the positive and the negative fence. So just trust, because really this beauty is all around you. And this is the truth of who you are. These are the things that can hold you back. So don't let them hold you back in the next 5 years, because really beautiful things are there for you.
That was excellent. So one thing, Marianne, that I got for you for the next 5 years, or what to expect in 5 years, is expectation, right? And to me, that is releasing what you expect, right? Don't put any expectations on anything, but being open for what is coming your way. 3 of the cards, I kept getting, partnership with you. And I think with you, 2 of Raphael, this is like the 2 of Cups for people who know tarot. And it's, all about a beautiful relationship. And for you, I feel like, first of all, the other one too, be supportive for you. Marianne is a support, right? And that's where your strength is, right? Is supporting people and really building them up. And I think in the next 5 years, right, is what do you want to do? Is you want to, I don't think you're a good worker alone by yourself, right? But when you have the support of community, of just other people helping you and supporting you along the way, that is going to be your biggest strength, and that is where you're going to shine. That's going to be your spot. Because again, and I got the strength card for you, and that to me is, you building up your confidence, working with others, and kind of releasing anything to Marianne, release the past, right? I love that phrase. The past does not equal the future, or something like that, right? So whatever happened in the past does not mean it's going to be in the future. So you release that, but I'm telling you, community is what is I see for you. And it's these next few years, you're gonna be building up your community and finding, and people may come, people may go, but you find, like, I feel that you're finding like the people who are good for you, you're good for them. When you've got that the you're with the right tribe, so to speak, don't you just flourish? And when you're with people who are like you, don't you just do so much better? When you're with the right group and all of that. So yeah, I think community, Marianne, for the next few years, building that up.
So Marianne, can you understand? I feel like it's an uncle in spirit. Would you understand uncle in spirit? I feel like it would be somebody connected to your father, somebody that would have been close to your family. That's to you, Marianne. A few, yes. Okay. Because I feel like there's this uncle that's here, and he feels to me that you would have spent time with him and that you would have been close with him. Would you understand an uncle that you would have spent time with and that you would have been close to? I feel like there would have been, I don't feel like, I feel like there would have been a trip or something that you would have taken with him where, um, it feels like there would have been one specific trip that I'm feeling, or he's making me aware of one specific trip, and it wouldn't have been something that you would have done often. So there would have been one specific traveling with him somewhere. Can you understand that? You've never been close to any, but can you understand that you would have taken a trip with one of your uncles? It feels like this would be uncle to father. This would have been a brother of father. Would you understand father? An uncle that would have been connected to father. The other thing that he's making me aware of is that he also would have had this artistic kind of ability. He would have seen things and had this. Oh, okay, that's it. Okay, I feel like there's one specific trip that was very significant.
That would be significant.
Yes, okay. And would you understand that he was also artistic? He had artistic abilities, but I feel like he wasn't using them to the best of his ability. I feel like it was something that was a hobby to him, but not something that he would have done. You're not aware of that. Okay. The feeling that I have with him, Marianne, is that he wants you to know that he is directly helping you in your artistic abilities. I feel like he did have artistic abilities, or if he didn't have it in his life, it's definitely something that was a part of him. And he's showing me that he helps you in your artistic ability. And he's also telling me that you have a project right now that's going on, or something that has to do, I'm hearing blue, like something specific with blue, or there's a combination of blending colors together. And he says that, or the feeling I have, that he's making me aware that there's something not right yet. You need to keep mixing these colors a little bit more together. Don't know why he's saying this, but I feel like there's something to do with an art project that you're doing, or something that you're doing for someone, and it's not quite, you feel like that it's not right yet. He's making me feel like you are not happy with it. And there's something to do with the color blue. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but something to do with the color blue that would be helpful for you. Also, he's making me aware of, it feels like there would be a significant dog. And I feel like this dog is here. Do you have a dog that's having some health issues or some kind of issue? I feel like there's an animal that's in some kind of distress, or some kind of something about needing water, something about needing more water. Okay. Yeah, there's something about needing more water with a dog. Do you have a dog? Now I feel like Henry Taylor. I'm asking questions. He's making me very aware of a dog. Oh, he used to be by, I feel like he would have spent time by a waterway, and he would have had a dog that used to love to, he would throw a stick and the dog would go and catch the stick in the water. I feel like it would have been a, okay, well, he's not, there's nothing wrong with him, but I'm feeling something. He's telling me something about needing more water. But I do feel like you would understand that your uncle would have had a dog, and this dog would have loved to chase a stick that way, and he would go out in the water. It felt like a lake, some kind of lake. Okay. You lived.
On the Charles. That's the Charles River.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay. So something about make sure your dog gets water. I'm just going to leave it there. But he really is excited to let you know that he's helping you with your artistic talents. He feels very much like it's something he sees excites you, and that you're very good at, and that you're very passionate about. But he's trying to inspire you some more and help you in different ways. So think about him from time to time, especially if you're having some kind of problem, because I feel like he's very close to you and he wants to help you. I mean, he came through with that specific thing. The rest, I don't know what that's all about, but I will leave you with that. He was a jerk. Well, it's so funny. That's another topic we could have. But I wasn't it that when I was talking to Lawrence yesterday? Yes, it was in the conversation I had with Lawrence yesterday about what we are as a human being on this planet is not who we are as a soul. So somebody could be a jerk here on this planet as your uncle, but when he goes back to home to who he really is, he's not a jerk anymore. Now he can, and maybe this is his way of saying, I know I was a jerk while I'm here, while I was here, but I am acknowledging that I see you and I know you, and I'm very passionate about helping you with your work because I know your work is very important to you.
He knew he was too, she said.
Oh, you got to love those jerks, right? We all have them in our life. Okay, hence I got digress down a different path. Wow, I got more cards. Oh, no, I get it. Okay, are you going to do Perrette?
Yeah, we're doing Perrette next. So, Perrette. Oh, the trip was brought up because she was hurt by it. I can't imagine being the only one left behind.
Yeah, I could feel it was it's funny because when I felt the trip, it felt like it was heavy and darker. So now I can understand why it felt that way, because you would have been left behind. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he didn't want to deal with a girl. Do you understand that? I feel like that's why his reasoning in his mind is he didn't want to deal with a girl. Something about you being a girl. Because I feel like if you were a boy, he would have taken you.
Oh. I know she had sisters.
Oh. Maybe not.
I don't know. One brother? I'm not sure. One brother, maybe?
One brother.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something about girls. I feel like he wasn't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I feel like there's something about, yeah, okay, good.
She gets it.
All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Hence why we digress.
I love when you get it.
I love when you get it too.
Her brother and a much
older. So you must have been young. Okay, yeah, because I felt like he was like, I can't handle this. I can't handle it. It's just that's funny. But I feel like if you would have been a boy, he would have taken you.
Yeah, Marianne's going to have to fill us in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to know.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people. I didn't know.
Okay.
All right.
You're going. You got it.
So, Perrette, I picked a lot of cards from you, and this is for 5 years from now. What do we want to know? And 5 years from now, you are taking the bow, right? Where it's, something is finally ending. And I feel that it's all any kind of turmoil that you're going through, any kind of anxiety, troubles. It's like it's going to come to an end over this period of time, over the period of 5 years. And I feel that I got the adversity card for you, right? And to me, it's not that you're going to have adversity, but I feel like as along the way, things that are going to come, but your eyes are going to be opened to when you get that adversity, right? Finding the, bye, Marianne, thank you. Finding the silver lining in all of this, any kind of adversity that's coming your way, right? There's always something, I believe anyway, there's always something that you can find good in any situation that is happening. And I feel that along the way, I got the strength. You have the courage to deal with anything that is going to be coming your way. And it's just, you're going to just keep on moving forward towards your dreams, towards what it is that you want. And the last card that I got here is, I love these cards are so pretty, aren't they? I just love them. And whoops, it says, demonstrate love, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel that at this time, it's almost like you're going to be coming to me, loving yourself more, being able to just, looking yourself in the mirror and say, like, I'm a good egg. And I feel like that's where we're going in this new, I think there's like a lot of changes for you, all in a good way. And it's at the culmination, I feel at the end there, it's that, when the ballerina, she takes the bow and says, a job well done, you'll be able to congratulate yourself. That's what I got.
So what I have is very interesting because it's very similar. But what I have is kind of the progression again. Both of my, for Mariana and you, it's kind of like the progression to getting in that 5 years, and then you get to the conclusion. Is it's time for you to hibernate. Like the progression that you're going to go through is like going back in and really understanding who are you and what do you want and what makes you happy, what choices do you want to make, because the crab is one that it goes in and like buries itself in the sand and wants to not be seen until the crab wants to come out. And I feel like that's a big part of it. But it's interesting because what first struck me is that glowing on the water. So I do feel like through that more introspective time that you're going to be going through for the next 5 years, it's going to be about letting your light shine more and more. You're going to become a better understanding of what it is that you're here to do. So I feel like this is going to be a really important time. But in that time, you cannot control it. This next 5 years, you're not going to be able to control it. You're going to have to allow the experiences to come to you, and you're going to have to allow the growth that you're going to go through. You're going to have to allow the parts of you that need to change, that need to be maybe shine a light on and say, these are not working for me anymore, and I'm going to change it. That's going to be really important to you. And then it's clearing your mind. It's the clearing your mind is going to be about, again, not going back into old patterns. I mean, not going into old patterns that didn't serve you. So I feel like in this next 5 years, this is going to be a clearing away of what was, and you're going to go into a what is. So your time over the next 5 years is going to be more introspective work of getting rid of the things that are not serving you anymore, and the bringing in, or even it's almost like not bringing it in yet. It's opening the door for what you actually know is going to serve you. And you're going to be able to make after that better choices in your life. What are the things that I really want to do? What are the things that really bring me joy and happiness, which is something I feel like you're really not totally sure about. I think you have an idea about what you want and where you want to go, but you haven't really made the choices yet to make it concrete, to take those steps to be able to do it. And with that, I also feel like you've got some family things going on. The thing interesting about this card that struck me is, you know how a peacock puts out its feathers when it wants to protect, and then it brings its feathers in when it's feeling calm and safe. And I feel like you're going to come to that point where you're not going to have to put out your feathers anymore, but you're going to have to keep family in check. I feel like you've got family things going on, and especially kids. I don't know if you have kids, but I also feel like there's kids around you, and you're going to have to keep those boundaries, because this is the warning to what you're going to do in the next 5 years, which is doing more of that introspective learning and understanding. And when you get to that point, you're really going to have this beautiful life. You're going to be in a much better, it feels to me, not that you're in a bad place now. I don't feel like you're in a bad place, but you're going to be better in 5 years. You're going to have your feet more planted firmly in the sand, and you're going to know exactly what it is that's going to make you happy and what you want to do. I hope that makes sense. Okay.
Okay. Mary Elizabeth is next.
Elizabeth. Ooh. Ooh. I know.
I just had a thought that went right in and out of my head. Oh, I should have picked up my mother's cards, huh?
Oh, I am so sorry. It feels like it's heavy, but it's gonna open up. I feel like this is gonna be introspective, but I feel like it's gonna open up for you. I don't know in 5 years that you're gonna be to the other side of all that yet. I'm not sure. But I feel like you're going to have a lot better understanding of what you're dealing with. That's what it feels like. You're going to have a better, because family is definitely a part of it. So that makes sense with your husband. I'm very sorry to hear that. That's not easy. Yeah, I hear you. That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's interesting because that one card, I felt like, I wish I had them out still. So it makes so much sense when I see that, like they kind of make sense to what I was getting. And I do feel that like there was that adversity card, right? Which is trying to find the silver lining. But it's at that that 5-year thing, it was like all the troubles were moving away. It was like they're finally over. And not that they're over, but it's almost like it's either an acceptance, but it's, you're able to move.
I think what I got, let me do this really fast, is really it's about don't close yourself off. Like have that vulnerability of learning through this experience, because this experience is formatting who you are. So don't close yourself down. Like again, the crab is you're going to go in not to be a hermit, not to pull away from family, pull away from situations. It's more about you exactly having that strength to be able to know how to deal with things like this, because this, all the lessons that we have in our life is to teach us something and to give us more strength and more love and compassion. I mean, I'm going through something right now that is really causing me to really challenge myself in not having hatred and anger, but just having more love and compassion, because we all are human beings and we're all just trying to do the best we can. But being vulnerable is something that we have a hard time doing. And right now you're in a very vulnerable situation, and you could easily want to do that where you just close down and not really open to all other kinds of things in the universe. So it's really important for you to stay open and to, even though you're doing that introspective work, don't close yourself down. Be open to the experiences that the universe wants to give you, because you're going to come back to that passion that you always have. You're going to come back to that need to want to create, that need to want to do more in the world. So I feel like there's a whole lot more for you. So don't get stuck on this, because it's a period of time, and it's a part of your learning as well, because this is really going to bring you back to the truth of who you are. This is bringing you back to family, commitment, really working together, finding a solution. This is all going to help you as you move forward in your life. So I feel like this is something that's very difficult for you to handle right now, but it's going to be really important that you stay open to all the things that the universe wants you to see and learn. So do that introspective work, but don't shut yourself down from, like, the other thing you had was in the clarity one, it's like community. It's like being a part of community, because I feel like being a part of community is how you're going to be able to move forward again and be able to make something new of yourself. It almost feels like you're going to step into something that will be new for you, which is going to help other people through your experiences. So I feel like this is a really important next 5 years for you in the direction that you're going. And so don't get discouraged. And if you ever want to talk or anything, please let us know. Please reach out to us. We would be more than happy. I would be more than happy to help you through, because it's a hard thing that you're going through. But I do feel like there is definitely light at the end of that tunnel. So keep strong. And yeah.
Well, Joanne, I think the most important thing you just said right there was light at the end of the tunnel, because that's how I feel. And I feel like it is a tunnel that you're going through, and it's not easy, but I do know that and you know what, when you know that there's light at the end of the tunnel, it's so much better, isn't it? It's like you can get through it, and you know that you can.
Yep. It's not an easy one, I'll have to say.
And big hugs to you, Pirat. Absolutely.
I'll go back to you.
Okay,
so for Mary Elizabeth.
We're doing Mary Elizabeth first, but Tracy, I forgot to add you to the list, so I just added you on. I didn't know where you were in the list, but we don't have that many people anyway, so you'll be coming up soon.
So Mary the creative Elizabeth, the amazing Mary who creates amazing things.
Oh my God, the little fairy that you just made, Mary Elizabeth. Oh my goodness, the little tulip one. I just fell in love as soon as I just saw her. I was like, oh my God, her little dress. Oh, that was
if
stunning.
You guys are not on her Facebook page seeing what she creates, you've got to friend her.
You have to.
What she creates. And she started it. She learned it, what, about 5-6 years ago? How long ago did you start learning that, Mary Elizabeth? And here she's like this master at
a master. Like, oh my God, that one, I just fell in love with that little one. Oh my God, so beautiful. I mean, they're all beautiful, but it's so funny because they do have their own personality, right? And I do feel that they do. And that little face, the whole thing about it was just stunning. Really good work. 2019. That's it. That's only what,
Yeah.
3 years?
3 years. You should see her work. Oh my gosh. I remember when she said, "Oh, I'm going to take this class," and how many people that took that class are not doing it?
I know.
And she's made so many amazing things
So beautiful.
and only got better and better and better. And the crazy thing is she started out good. So
I
there's
know.
that.
The easy part. So, Mary Elizabeth, I just got the most peaceful cards for you. And it's so funny, when you can feel that the energy of the cards, right? I don't even know what they said. I don't even really care. I just feel this peace of just, this is a card, my favorite one, the 10 of Ariel coming here. And see these two women sitting there chatting. And I feel like, again, at this moment, you are building, again, just like Marianne, you're building your tribe of people. And I feel like the next 5 years, you're going to be in that zone. You're going to be, I think you're in the process anyway of finding who you are, who you want to be. And it's the metamorphosis, which is it's change. And this time, but it's in such a beautiful, peaceful way. And I just feel like, oh my gosh, look at this one here. She's just sitting there playing in the water. And that's how I feel that life is going to come around to you. It's just a beautiful, the peace and love is what I can feel for you. And that you're really finding balance finally in, everything that you're doing. So this guy's like hanging on the edge. But I don't feel like that's going to be hanging on the edge. I feel like you're getting so grounded, like really knowing exactly what you're doing, not looking for any trying to make the changes, but you just kind of go with the flow. Like, you're going down that river and you're just doing what it is that you have to do. Happiness is coming your way. Did you make a what do you call that? A hummingbird with you felt things? Because you made one that had she was flying. The fairy was flying on something, and that's what that reminds me of. But I do feel like, like you are finally coming into finding your moments of joy, finding your peace, finding your happiness. And look at this one. I got the Lovers, right? And I feel that it's just, you are loving yourself, right? You're going to find that peace in yourself in the next 5 years. I just can't say anything more than peace and love and just contentment, I think, is the word.
Well, I can't seem to deviate from that too much because I do feel like even in the next 5 years, I still feel like you're still unraveling things right now. So it's not completely at that, like I'm in the Zen place and my life is really just taken off in the way I want to. But overall, it's coming that way because you're going to learn more and more to just do the things that you resonate with, the things that you really love to do. Because it's this, again, a peaceful card. It's just like, I don't have to worry about it. I just like doing this. And so I'm going to do this. And it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks because I'm completely happy. So I feel like it's really like just going with the flow and resonating. Like more things are going to come to you that are going to be in resonation with you, like what you really want, what you really like, what you really enjoy. It's almost like you're demanding it. Like it's my time, damn it. And I'm going to demand that peace and that quiet and tranquility in my life because I've had all this shit before me and I'm done with that. I'm moving into the quietness, and it's the universe is carrying you in that. The womb of the cosmic universe is holding you in that vibration and wants you to be in that vibration of that peace and that quiet and that tranquility. And the spirit of the river, movement and adventure. So I feel like there's, again, this isn't about any kind of like skydiving or anything. This is like what adventures that are really going to bring joy to your heart. It's all going to open up to you. Like you're going to have aha moments of, oh, I want to do this, or I want to go there. And you're going to have the freedom, I feel like, to be able to do that in 5 years. You're just going to be able to do and go and be who you want to be and experience the things that you want to experience, because I feel like your soul still has so much more that it wants to experience. And so that is really going to be opening up for you. And I love this card. Look at the beauty of that card and how they're just flowing together. It's like angels in water. I don't know. It's just so lovely. and the togetherness. And it's about releasing and surrendering, because the universe wants to give you this. What's really beautiful about is they arms are open, like, here, whatever you want, here, this is what you get to create, this is you get to create this. So I feel like, yeah, it's really beautiful. I feel like you really do have a beautiful, like what they're on this card, it's about blessings and love and radiating that love, open arms and open hands, and being guided in the direction and listening, and following those guides. So it's just like, it's going to be a really beautiful process to that 5 years. So I see in 5 years you're going to be in a really amazing place.
So, that river card that you picked?
Yeah.
So I had said like the river, right? And when you said that, going with the flow, those lazy rivers, and you're in that tube, and it's like so hot out, and you just got your little toes in the water. That's how I feel. Like you're just going so smoothly, so just, meandering along, and just in a beautiful, peaceful, that just content. That's it. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Absolutely.
Absolutely, Mary.
I can totally sense that in your forward motion.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And being of service. Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Jeannie. She wants to know for the highest good, for her highest good. 5 years.
5 years for Jeannie's highest good. What does her higher self want her to know? Hey, Jeannie, I have a question for you. Do you see flickering lights in your house? I feel like it's a front porch, actually. Are you seeing flickering lights around your house? Specifically the back porch or the front? Yeah, the back porch. That's funny I said that because I was thinking porch. Flickering lights and yellow roses.
This is for Jeannie.
Mm-hmm. And you would understand that somebody used to give you yellow roses, correct? They would be important. Yeah, somebody. I didn't feel it was your mom though, but yeah, somebody's playing with the lights. Want you to know they're playing with the light. I do feel like I have your husband here, and he's just showering me with love, and I feel like he's wanting to say to you, we may have had our problems in our life, we may have had our ups and our downs, but I always loved you. Would you understand that? Not yellow roses. So I've seen these yellow roses like very clearly. So did he bring you roses?
Yeah, she says roses, yes.
Not yellow, but
not yellow.
Oh, but roses, yes, yeah. And you would understand that I feel like what he's showing me is that he's showing me that if he could carry you, he would carry you. Because I feel like he's showing me that you don't always have the easiest life. And he just wants to make your life, I feel like he just wants to carry you through life. He wants you to have all these. Would you understand though that he was the kind of husband who would do whatever he could for you? Does that make sense to you? Like he really went out of his way to make you feel special or make you feel like you're worthy, like you're loved, like you're cherished. Can you understand that, Jeannie, with your husband? Also, he's making me aware of I feel like there would have been something to do with money, banking, investments, something along that line with him. Oh, the absolutely. I miss the absolutely. Okay. Sorry, I'm still listening to him and I miss the absolutely. I feel like he's wanting to come and say, I know that things aren't always easy for you, but I am here to help you as much as I possibly can. He's saying that he's there to lift you up because there's times where you just feel like I really want to cry. Like I feel like you feel overwhelmed, like, you want to cry. Can you understand that? Oh, that's really nice. He has so much love for you, Jeannie. I could just feel that love for you. I really feel like I feel like he's showing me yellow again. So there's something about yellow. There's something about, but he's trying to get through to you in some way, and it has. I don't know what it has to do with. Um, Hold on, let me see. He's trying to get through to you in some way, and you're not seeing the message that he's giving to you. I know that he talks to you in numbers. Would you understand him talking to you in numbers? I want to say 555 or 111 are numbers that he brings through to you if you see those often. I'm very clearly seeing 555 though, so that feels like it would be very significant. No, they're actually, that's good, Tracy, but it's actually about I'm sorry, I can't get it what he's trying to show me, but I feel like I know pennies are one of the ways that he shows you. It feels like if you pick up the pennies and you look at the dates, then you're going to find pennies that are going to be significant to him and his life. So I do feel like he shows you in pennies. That's another way that he shows you. But I feel like you gotta something with baking. Would you understand him and baking? He's showing me something about baking. But he wants you to know that there's something coming up that you're nervous about, that you're not, it has something to do with, I want to say, I'm not sure. I don't really know. I know you have children, but I don't know what they are. But I feel like there's something to do with a son or there's a boy. There's something coming up with him. Can you understand that? And you're worried about it. There's something you're worried about, something you're not sure about. Because I feel like your mom's in baking. Do I have both of them? I might have both of them. I really feel your husband here. Oh, that's interesting though. Oh, your book. Okay. Okay. I'm notorious for getting two. So hold on. Let me see if I have your mom or if I have. I feel like very strongly. I feel like your husband's here. So I probably have your mom as well. But I feel more the energy of your mom. Okay. Because I feel like he's saying, don't worry, it's all going to be okay. And you're worrying too much. So stop worrying because it's all going to be okay. But he also is making me aware that you don't worry to the point of excess. It's almost something that you do in passing, like, when we get these thoughts and then you'll focus on it. But he's showing me that you're pretty good at trying to get over that or trying to rise above that, but you're not always doing it, especially at night. I'm not sure if you would know. Clearly you would know. So I don't know why I said that, but that you're not sleeping well. There's something about your sleeping, and he's wanting you to know that you just need to let it go because they've got your back and they're going to make it work out okay. So don't worry about it. Also about your book, I'm seeing a ribbon. He's showing me like a ribbon that flows in the air, like it just keeps flowing. You know how when you have those ladies that do the ribbon thing and like the Olympics, and you know what I mean? It's just like woo woo. And he's showing me that's the way it's going to turn out. So just keep flowing with it. It's like don't get in your head. Just allow it to keep like almost like water, like a waterfall. Just let it keep flowing out of you because I feel like it's just going to flow and it's all going to be okay. So he wants you to stop worrying about things. Stop being so concerned about the smaller details and just start enjoying life. I feel like he wants you to enjoy life in a bigger picture because I almost feel like he's showing me you're in a little microcosm. That's what I want to say. So come out of that, like breathe. He wants you to breathe and he wants you to enjoy life. Oh, it's at the publisher. Yeah, it's going to flow. He's like showing me almost like woo, woo. So I do feel like with the woo, there's going to be some ups and downs, right? You're going to have to make some changes. You're going to have to, it almost feels to me like you're going to have to compromise in a few areas that you may not want to. But he's like, just let it flow. Like, always remember of that ribbon that's just flying in the air and it's not being stopped by anything. So there's nothing that's going to stop it. It's just going to keep flowing. But you are going to have a few ups and downs with it and have to make a few like changes or something where you may not want to make that. Overwhelmed. Yeah. Oh, I totally get that font thing. Oh my God, that font thing is so big. Absolutely. You'll find it. He's definitely with you and he's wanting to send his love. He's very strong here and he wants to be with you. So he's going to help you with it. He just loves you. He just loves you. On the other side, he just loves you. We're doing this reading for her, right? Sorry.
Yes. So, well, I'm going to just kind of go off on what you had just said, because my thing that I was getting for you for like, what is going to happen? And it's so funny, Joanne, when you're trying to find those words, and I've got them in my head, and I'm going to say like change, and then you said change. So I do feel like, Jeannie, like there is going to be, things are not going to go exactly as you think that they are at this moment, right? But it doesn't mean that's a bad thing. But I think it's being open to change, being open to going with the flow. And if you've come somewhere and it's not going to work, you do go someplace else. But it all does work out. And because this is what I got here. Look at this. You are limitless. You are limitless. And that's the key to this reading for me for this 5 years, is that you can really do whatever it is you want. Mm-hmm. And, you know, and I do feel it is an emotional roller coaster, right? But I feel like it's time to allow them, right? Allow how you feel. If someday you're not feeling so great, you know, that's okay. Feel that way. Allow your feelings to go through, because I do feel it's going to be, you know, changes for you, especially when you go into meditation, go into yourself. That is something that is going to bring you, first of all, peace. I thought, like, yeah, it's going to make you feel good, but it's going to give you the answers as well as to where you should go. And it's like, you're going to have these epiphanies and you're just going to be like, where'd I get that? Oh, I don't know, when I was meditating. And also I got this too, right? Being out in nature, I think that's going to be big for you. And I feel the ocean. I feel that ocean air. And that's for me anyway, where I feel like, oh my gosh, I love it. You know, when you're walking along the ocean and you're just going to feel like you're getting the answers. I feel like you're going to be getting downloads. And that's why I feel like there are going to be changes that you're going to like, ooh, light bulb goes off. I think I have a better idea that's going to come this way. And also the wheel, right? And this is also, to me, it's about change, right? It's going to be going up, you're going to go down, you're going to switch around. So I just feel like be open to the changes, because it's just a beautiful time for you. And you know what, Jeannie, too, I feel like this time I got this confidence card for you, you know, and it's this, what does it say? I love this. Rise up and stand tall, because that's exactly, oh, you live by the water. Oh, good. Yeah, I feel like that. I just smell that ocean air. Oh my gosh, it's the best. You know, on those foggy nights and you can just feel it when you step outside. That's how I'm feeling for you. But I feel like, Jeannie, it's like you're going to get that confidence. It's just going to be so good for you. And you're going to be able to tell them, like, you know, I want to do something this way, and know that it's right. Know that you're on the right path for you. So
it's funny because I pulled 3 cards and they're all by the ocean.
Well,
so I feel like you're going to go through this journey of change like Marsha was talking about. And what's very interesting is this woman is hiding her eyes. See, she's hiding her eyes from the spirit, the goose spirit, I guess. To me, that's your loved ones on the other side is what I see on that one. But she's hiding her eyes because it's, how do I go forward? What do I do? Is it okay? Am I good enough? And all these things that you go through. But it's about just being you. Like this, the spiritual world has got your back and watching over you, but they're there being themselves. And you just need to be yourselves. And what's interesting is I didn't see that little boy there till just now. But it's like, just be yourself, because that's where you're going to come back out as the winner in this, because you can't compromise who you are. And I feel like there could be moments where you compromise that. So keep being who you are. And really, it's like, look at that. The universe has got your back. It's all going to open up, and so many blessings are going to come your way. So you're getting into that time period where in 5 years, it's going to be much easier life. It's going to be much more like conducive to the soul of who you really are and being able to live in that way. So I do feel really good things about that. And it's about expressing love. And in that, what was interesting to me is that clamshell. As you know, the pearl is made with the sand and the movement, right? All of the turmoil that goes on in the ocean. It's all that moving and shaking and all that that creates that pearl. It's all the hectic, crazy life that creates the pearls of who we are. And I feel like you're definitely coming to that time period. Again, the ocean, right? It's all about enjoying your life and being able to shine the beauty of all the lessons that you've learned, because you've been through all of that turmoil. You've been through all of that agitation that's creating that pearl of who you actually are now. And you're becoming more and more strong. It feels to me more and more solid in the person that you are and the true person who you are. And I feel like in 5 years from now, you're going to be standing solidly in that person. You're going to solidly be doing the things that you really love to do. And you're going to make choices in the way that you want to make those choices. You're not going to be forced to do things. You're going to be able to do it because you want to do it. So I do feel there's many blessings coming your way. And remembering that, it's about having that appreciation and that thankfulness for all of the things that we've had in the past, because that creates who we are in the now. And then we move forward as we keep learning to have the life that we want to create. So beautiful things.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's a big one, Jeannie, to have the courage to be seen. Isn't that big for all of us?
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
That is so big. Isn't it funny? It's so easy to be behind the scenes, right?
It is.
That's me. I like to be behind the scenes. Okay.
You're very welcome.
You're welcome, Jeannie.
Okay, Cassandra.
Cassandra's next.
Right? Cassandra's next.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Cassandra. Cassandra. Oh, somebody came in and we didn't say hi. Who was that?
Oh, yes.
Doreen.
Hi, Doreen.
Yeah, nice to see you, Doreen.
Do you know Doreen?
No. But welcome, and we love having you here. And you can get a reading. We are doing a new thing. We're doing YouTube and not Facebook tonight. Special readings for YouTube people. I can't help it. I'm trying. I talk to myself when I'm alone too. I'm telling you now. Oh gosh.
You talk to yourself out loud?
I do sometimes.
Yeah, I do too. I do too.
Especially if I'm mad at myself, then I really don't.
Oh, yeah. All right. Go ahead. You want to go?
So I feel like you have doors opening for you, Cassandra. You really do. And the thing that really strikes me is all these swords at the door. You're going to leave them all behind because you don't need them anymore. You're going to go out into that beautiful sunshine and that beautiful life and be able to express yourself. And I feel like a far more powerful way in the next 5 years. It's because I feel like you're ending. This is like coming into who you are, leaving the old you behind and starting a new life, starting a way of new thinking and new understandings, and really like just letting everything in the past go. They don't serve you anymore. You're not going to change what happened in the past, and you understand that. So as you move forward, it's like you have a whole new life ahead of you. In the next 5 years, you're going to be creating a whole new life, which is really going to be beautiful. And it's all going to be about balance. And I do feel like with this one, though, it's the balance of what you want and what you have to do. And because I feel like you're not in the next 5 years, you're not going to be on that solid path yet. You're still creating where you're going. So I do feel like you're going to have that balance between what you have to do and what you want to do for the next 5 years. But I feel like you're going to get there because I feel like you have a bunch of new stuff coming towards you, new understandings, new ideas, which are really going to open you up to a new way of life. And with that, it's about really being, go out there and take it. Go out there and just be the being that you are. Go out there and just take what it is that you want. It's about really having a positive attitude and using your intuition to be creative and change things around and make the life that you want to make, and allowing the universe to bless you and guide you along that path as well. So you're going to be in partnership with the universe, with spirit, and your higher self is definitely leading the way of the direction that you're going to go, because I see a lot of new things coming your way, new directions, new people, new ideas, new ways of living. There's going to be like a door. This door is just like you walk through it, baby, because it's just going to be beautiful on the other side. But just remember, don't get too out of balance with it. You've got to keep your balance. You've got to keep your feet on the ground, because that's going to be really important for you to be grounded and stay focused, because you're going to get lost if you don't. But if doing that, it's really about, it's going to light the way, and you're going to be able to forge that way and create the life that you want to create.
Okay. I just have to, can I just start talking now? I hope you're done, but
I'm done.
I'm just going to talk because this is so crazy town. The biggest card, the first card I got for you, right, is the Ace of Michael, which is the Ace of Swords, which is what Joanne exactly just said 1 second ago, is new ideas. So that's how I feel. Like you're coming up with these great ideas. Things are, you're going to get those epiphanies. You're going to get those, again, I think it's spiritual growth that you're going to have. Spiritual, you're going to have the a deeper connection to spirit is how I'm feeling it. And also I got too, I love these love cards, right? And it's like speaking the language of love and communication and the union of hearts. So I feel for you, this is going to be you somehow. Oh, this one too, leadership role, right? That I feel like you're coming into your own. You're going to have these great ideas, and it's all about communication and bringing love to other people. I feel like that's where it's going to be. Like your heart is just bursting. A leader, people are going to listen to you, and you're going to, it's, that spirit thing is really coming in strong. That's your connection is going to be huge. And again, I got this one, Page of Raphael, which is all about emotions. I feel like, you are going to be able to spread that to others. Like, I think I'm going to want to come to you for a reading. I don't know if you do readings, but do one for me. Like, that's how I feel like you would be loving, caring, and just connecting and growing with spirit. That's exactly what I feel, Cassandra. It's just, that's how it's going. And the kindness that you have for your fellow humans, for your fellow beings is just enormous. And that is really going to be, when spirit loves that. And I think it's once you, when you take that little step forward and then it's like big step forward, it's just going to keep on growing and growing and growing. So I think, hi, Vivian. I really believe that this is the time for you. Listen to your ideas, listen to them, listen to spirit, because they're going to be showing you the way. It's like you're going to take that one step and they're going to be lighting it up as you're going along. So it's just going to be perfect.
Well, Cassandra is such a sweet, kind soul. She really is.
Yeah.
And she is doing mediumship. She's learning mediumship right now.
Oh,
so nice. I was really picking up that you're really going to soar in mediumship. I feel like you're going to have a really connected communication with the spiritual world, and it's really going to serve you well. So
she's going to have a good partnership. I feel like that partnership is like this, really. You said you're going to have a connection, which is wonderful.
Yeah. She's going to do well. I feel like your life is going to change pretty soon in the near future. So just hang on, because I know you want to make a job change, and I really do feel like you're very gifted in the mediumship. So I feel like that's really going to help you in so many different ways, because I feel like you already have a very close relationship with the spiritual world. And this is just going to accent it.
It's
So,
just, it's beautiful. I feel like it's so
mhm.
bright, and like some people, you can have a connection to spirit. I feel like it's like such a partnership. It's like equal
It is.
walking as you're going down that road,
Mhm.
equal partnership, and it's just going to be beautiful. I did get that kindness from you. When you said she was kind, that spoke to me. Like,
Mhm.
when you're giving messages or talking to people, and I feel like even when you're not giving a message, and if you're just talking with somebody that you meet, so you can meet somebody in the grocery store, or just,
Mhm.
that kindness and warmth comes through to people. And I think people are drawn to you. And that's just it, beautiful, beautiful.
So I'll put a plug in here as we were talking about that. I'm just now put out that I'm doing the next session of my beginning mediumship class, which is a 4-week class. And then, which Cassandra just finished the 4-week. And in 2 weeks, not this weekend, but next weekend, is starting the part 2 for that group. But I'm starting another group um, of new, beginning mediumship.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, my brain went in 5 different directions right then. And so if you're interested, just message me and I can get you that information. It's $50 for 4 weeks, and I think it's $50 for 4 weeks. And it's really a great way to start. Just feeling and sensing. Even if you don't want to be a medium, it's not always just to be a medium, because there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that I trained with that didn't go into mediumship, but it really helped change their life and really connects you to the spiritual world. So it's really, really a beautiful experience, and
So
Sandra's wonderful.
did you say $50 for 4 weeks?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Either 50 or 55. I can't remember what I put on
Such
there.
a deal there, Joanne. Such a deal. That's awesome.
4 weeks, yes.
Yeah,
And I
that's
like the 4 weeks because it gives you a good sense of what mediumship is about and connecting to spirit. And then, I have a 6-week program going with this group that I first started with. And now they're going to be really into the nitty gritty of working mediumship and learning how to connect with spirit. And the ethics are a big thing. So we talked about tarot cards in the beginning. One day we're going to talk about the ethics in mediumship, because there's a
Yep.
lot of them. And there's a lot of people out there that scam in mediumship. So you need to be aware of that. But if you're interested, I am going to be starting that class. I don't remember the date it's starting. I should know.
soon.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah.
What days is it held on?
I think it's Tuesday. It's going to be on a Tuesday afternoon.
California time?
I'm in the Pacific Standard Time, so it's going to be in a reasonable hour for
Yeah.
the East Coast time. Yes.
Good, good. Oh, good,
I'm
Cassandra.
glad you're excited.
Okay, Tracy
All right.
next.
Tracy. Okay. Thank you. Didn't know who I was shuffling for. I almost made my sound and I didn't do it.
Oh, good.
I stopped myself.
I know, isn't that funny? Sometimes you can't help it.
You can't. It's like
I
you're
know.
thinking, right? I'm just thinking. Marcia and I are going to do the angel class over again, because we put into 2 hours that ended up being 3 hours, 5 hours worth of material.
I know.
So we're going to do a 2-day class on that one next time.
Yeah.
That was our trial run of the angel class. Okay, for Tracy. You know what's really interesting? Can I go? Are you ready to go?
I'm not ready.
What's really interesting? Oh, thank you, Cassandra. Cassandra is my secretary.
Oh.
May 3rd through the 24th.
Oh, May. That's like a whole month.
Yeah. Well, I needed to have time. It's so funny. And the other thing I'm going to be doing is a platform with Janine Lane on May 3rd. So I'm going to have to get my
You
time.
are?
Yeah, I am.
Oh,
I'll be posting it, but Janine and I are going to do a platform together. And yeah, and
oh, that's going to be exciting.
I'll be post. If you guys on YouTube, I can't post on YouTube because I don't have enough people to do a community board, but you can always catch anything that I'm doing on Facebook on Reach the Unlimited. And we're not going to charge for that. It's going to be for free, but
It's
we're
free.
going to, I think, I know. Stop yelling at me.
It's free. Everybody go. Why is it
If you
free?
don't know who Janine Lane is, she's the person who I interview who does trance medium, and I interview her guides.
Why is it free?
Because Janine and I just are that way.
That's nice.
You know what I was thinking I should do is just pick a charity and just donate to charity.
I think that, you know what, Joanne, I am all for that. You want to know why?
Tell me why.
Because I feel that you need to, it has to be an exchange.
Yeah.
Right? Because and not that you have to get it and put it in your pocket, but there's going to be an exchange of energy, an exchange of something, cash. Give it to donate it to a pick something that is near and dear to your heart. I think that's a great idea.
One time I did that, and I just put everybody on the honor system, and hardly anybody donated. I was like, y'all are going to get that karma back to you. I'm just saying. Okay.
Well, yeah, if it's a donation, some people feel like, I don't have to donate. But I would consider that. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I like donations.
Okay.
So for Tracy, I feel like music is going to be really important because what struck me about this isn't the card about rejuvenation. It's about the music. And so I feel like what you're not doing is listening to the sounds of the direction you should go. You're not listening to the music of your life, what brings you joy. And I almost feel like you do enjoy music personally as well. But I feel like you're not listening to it. So you need to sit and listen, because in the next 5 years, I feel like there's going to be a lot of change coming your way. And I mean like big change, like life change is going to come your way. So you need to be listening to the direction that spirit wants you to go. It's going to be very important to you. A lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of change coming your way. And with that, I feel like your main objective in this next 5 years is to make sure you don't overwhelm yourself. Make sure you're doing things that will rejuvenate you. Make sure that you are doing the things that will bring you self-love. Don't forget about yourself, because I do feel like you've got a lot of things that are going to be happening, and you're going to have to make sure that you have yourself as a priority, because this whole next 5 years is going to be growth. So buckle up, because I feel like this next 5 years, it feels to me to be very, very important. And the thing about it is that they're wanting you to, I feel like they're wanting you to tap into the truth of who you are deeper. You're not going deep enough. And so with that, you need to start listening to, I have 2 cards about listening. And because
the naughty deck out.
I did get the naughty deck out. I don't know why I was inspired with her to bring out the naughty deck. But I do feel like you've got to listen to that voice inside of you, because that voice is the thing that's going to really direct you and what you do. And okay, so the thing about it, though, I'm just hearing, the thing about it is you can listen, but if you don't act, it doesn't count. So you got to listen and you got to act. I don't know why that's important to you, but it's important to you. You've got to act. And because I feel like you are the rebel. You're the rebel of your life. And I feel like in this card, it's a little bit, even though there's a lot of motion here, the flute player is a little more passive. And I feel like you're being too passive in your life. You need to start like hunkering down and start taking control. Because I feel like, it's so funny. That project, that person, that idea is waiting for you. So you have things to accomplish, and they want you to work in the next few years to be able to get ready to do that. So you're going to go through the next 5 years of learning, of growth, of understanding, and that's going to open you up to being able to do what you're going to do in the next 5 years. It's going to be really important. And again, I'm going to come back to, because I keep hearing it, is you got to listen, but in the listening, you have to take the steps. You have to act. you're going to have to do self-love, but this isn't about being complacent in your life. This isn't about stopping. Look at the deer is still moving over there. This is about you making sure that you take the time to replenish, but it doesn't mean that you stop moving forward. That's going to be really, really important.
Okay.
Done.
So I did basically the same thing. So in the next 5 years, what do I have this one? Turn on your heart light. I feel like this is your time to show. It's like you're growing into that, and you're shining, you're coming forward on that path. And again, I think Joanne said you got to get on the I don't know what you said. You got to move. Some action, right? So here's the swan here, right? And what is it saying? It's a swan on the water and it's gliding, right? It's going, but those feet are constantly moving underneath. And so you have to keep on moving, even though it might not seem as you're going so quickly on the surface, but know that there's going to be a lot of inner growth, a lot of learning that you're doing. And one thing I feel that over this next process as you're going is to remember that you're always supported. And this says be supportive, but I'm not feeling that you need to be supportive. This to me is saying you need to remember that you are supported. You are supported in all that you do in the spirit world. And one thing is also telling me clear cognizance, right? So, I don't know if you know what that is. You must. Clear cognizance is just knowing, right? You know you're going to get these epiphanies, you're going to get these ideas, and I want you to follow those. For the next 5 years, you're going to be going towards something. The Ace of Gabriel is like the Ace of Wands. It's finding something that brings passion to you. And as you're going, I just want you to remember the one thing that I keep feeling is that know that you're supported along the way, because I feel like you might have a little bump in the road and you might want to be like, I'm not going. You know what's so funny? I just thought of this, right? So, you have that road bump in the road, which is really a little thing, right? But if you're like a little ant, it's like a giant thing. Mm-hmm. And sometimes I think that that's what happens, right? You get that little bump in the road. It's like, oh my God, it's this giant mountain. But it's not. And just know that you want to keep on going, keep on moving forward, and know that you are so supported, because it's like you're going towards it. As you're going towards more and more, your light inside, right? Let your hot light shine. It starts off little and little, and it just gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And that's where I just feel like the flood. I don't know. When you feel your heart chakra, and I can see this picture in my head. I wish I could paint it for you all, but that beautiful light coming right out. That's what's going to happen for you, Tracy. So, yeah, just remember that you are supported along the way.
You really are. It's going to be beautiful on the other side. So I don't think it's going to be a terrible hard road, but it is going to be a lot of motion, a lot of movement, a lot of change. I feel like there's going to be a lot of growth, a lot of understanding. So
movement is always good.
Yeah.
You got to keep on. What is it? A rolling stone gathers no moss. I'm full of those things. I'm just saying all.
I love
my gosh. I don't know.
Are we doing Vivian now?
Doreen and then Vivian.
Oh, okay. I gotta reshuffle.
Are you guys here? Well, we can do Vivian first if you already picked them. Oh, okay.
I'll come back again.
Okay. Where are you going?
Are you still here, Doreen? Doreen, are you still here?
Wouldn't that be funny? She's not here, and I got to go pick those cards.
Doreen and Vivian.
Hey, you guys
here. We've been reading for 2 hours.
I know. Well, we haven't been reading for 2 hours. Doreen
is there. No, we didn't read for 2 hours. No.
Wow. Yes. Light a fire under your butt.
Yeah.
You know why? Because you can't go wrong. That's the thing. You know what? Oh gosh. So you know that you can do no wrong, right? If you're going to do anything, right? It's always that fear that holds you back. Well, Tracy, you can do no wrong. You just keep on moving forward, because that, like I said, that light is going to get brighter and brighter and brighter. Love that.
Mm.
Okay, where am I? Doreen.
Hmm.
I'm going to be Joanne tonight.
Interesting. Interesting. Repairing the veil. So, hmm. Hmm. I do feel like there's mending and love coming your way, but it's going to be interesting. Do you want to go or do you want me to? Doesn't
No, you
matter.
can go. I'm still thinking.
So, what's interesting about this is I feel one thing, but I'm seeing something different. So, I'm not sure where this is going to go, but I always find just talk because I'm inspired and they tell me what to say. So, I say it. I feel like you've got a lot of energy in your life right now that feels to be not bad, but uncomfortable. Like, not enough to make you want to have to move to do something or change, but to wake you up in some way, but it's not quite working. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it feels to me that way. And I feel like the interesting thing about it is I feel like it's about forgiveness of yourself. It doesn't feel okay. It doesn't feel about people around you. I feel like this is something that you have to do within you because I feel like you're hard on yourself and that you judge yourself, even if you're not wrong. If somebody else does an injustice to you, I feel like you tend to look within and how could I have done that better? How could I have made that better or done something different? I feel like there's something along that line. Um, I do feel like there's movement for you too, but I feel like it's coming out of instead of going into. I feel like it's coming out of things that don't serve you anymore, that make you doubt or make you feel not worthy or bad about yourself. I feel like there's going to be a change in that way over the next few years where you're going to have you're going to have a lot of aha moments of really, did I really think that? Or how could I have thought that of myself? Or how did I see it that way? Because I feel like you're an empath, very strong empath. We're all empaths, but some of us live with our hearts on our sleeves more than other people do. I feel like you live with your heart on your sleeve and you get hurt a lot. And instead of realizing it's people that do that, you tend to make yourself wrong. There's something that I did wrong or something that I should have done differently. I do feel like that's a good thing for you, though, because you're always reevaluating what works and doesn't work for you. But I feel like you're going to come out of that. I feel like you're done with that. It doesn't serve you anymore because I do feel like you felt lost. Like, where do I stand here? Where do I go? What direction do I go? Where am I at? Where should I be? And that's going to come to an end in the next 5 years. I feel like you're going to cross over into this area where you're going to know very clearly what it is that you are here to do and what it is that you're going to use your voice is what I'm trying to say. You're going to be able to speak your voice in a way that it's okay for you to take a stand. It's okay for you to put a line in the sand. It's okay for you to put boundaries. Hi, Pat Cunningham. I do feel like you've got to take time though to go inward. You've got to take time to reflect on who you are and what you want. Why are you that way? Why are you hard on yourself when a lot of times it's not really your problem or your fault or your situation, but yet you can tend to get involved. I feel like it's an empath thing. So the one thing I'm going to say is I feel like you're going to work a lot on being able to protect yourself and not be pulled into other people's stuff. You're being an empath is going to become stronger. And I know when I first started my journey, I used to hear people talk about putting a bubble around them and staying in the bubble and protecting yourself and whatnot. And and I never really understood that, quite frankly, because it didn't seem to work for me. A lot of reasons why. But with you, I feel like something like that would be really important for you is to have yourself in a bubble because to me, I feel like you're visual. And if you had that idea of you're in this bubble and people can't come through, I don't feel like you would do that for long, but it would give you a reminder to keep people in their place, keep people outside of your energy field, of your zone, so you can have a clear, which I think over the next 2 years, this is something that's going to be working with you. So you have a clear understanding of who you are and where other people start, and then how you end and where they come in. So you're able to now keep people away and not be empathing their feelings or their ideas or their, because I feel like very psychic, you're very psychic. I feel like you don't know who you are. You don't know your thoughts. You don't know what is you and what is somebody else, because it's all blending together and you're not really sure of the boundaries. I don't know if this makes sense to you, but I feel like because when I first did it, it helped me to have some sense of who I was and where I started and where other people came in. But I feel like because you're very heart driven, you're very heart centered, and you're very caring about, okay, yeah, okay, you're very caring about other people to the point of you're not paying attention to, okay, I can care about somebody to this point, and then I have to let them make their own life choices, their mistakes. You want to take this person, right? Which is why you've got this going on, because you're overstimulating your senses. You want to carry them all the way until whatever the end is for you. And you can't do that. It's like that whole saying, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make a horse drink. You can tell somebody what their issues are, that they're impeding in your energy field and they need to get out, but they're not going to really know what you mean. You have to know what that means, because you have the power to be able to say, hands off, back away, you're in my energy field, I don't have to take this. Or like a lot of times, I didn't know this when I would walk down the street and you would have this thought, and I thought it was my thought and it was really somebody else's thought. You do those kinds of things. And so you don't really have a clear understanding of who and where you are. And I think that's going to change exponentially in the next couple of years, because I feel like it's going to give you a lot more insight about who you are. And I do really, you just have to wait it out. So the camel, you know how a camel can put, I don't know, days of water in their, whatever, their hump. And they can just keep going and going and going, but they have to stop at some point. They have to stop and refuel. And you're not doing that. You're not stopping to refuel. And so you're going to get to the point where you're going to say, this is time for me to stop and refuel. And everybody needs to get away. And everybody needs to stop putting pressure on me, because I can't take it anymore. This is going to be, the next 5 years is going to give you way more understanding about who you are, what your spiritual gifts are, and how you need to work with them, because that's going to be really important for you. And it's going to give you your life back. But don't push it. Be kind to yourself and just take one day at a time and learn each lesson, because I feel like it's going to really change your life.
Thank you, Joanne.
It's like, is she ever going to stop talking? Really?
No. This is so great, because you know what? I love it, because I said to myself, I hope she ends it right now, because the last thing you said to her was to be gentle with herself, right? I think that's the last, and I said, oh, please stop there, because what did I get? This card was gentleness, and it's about being gentle with yourself. So how I feel about the next 5 years for you is really about going inward, right? Like you are going to learn you were going to figure out who you are, where you're going, what you're doing. And I feel like no matter what you're doing is really going with the flow, right? So Doreen, if you want to learn about mediumship, Joanne's got a class. That's a good one.
I have a class starting May 3rd, thanks to Cassandra, for 4 weeks.
But Doreen, really, I feel like, I got this card, right? Spend quality time together. And I feel, who is it to spend quality time together? It's with yourself, right? I feel like this whole time coming up is really a time to just kind of go inward and learn who you are. Be happy with who you are. I feel like, the other thing, you're learning who you are as you're going along, right? And I feel like things are just going to get easier and easier and easier. This is the end of difficult situations, the star. It's like, we're looking into the hopefulness of the future. Gratitude, looking back on everything that you can be grateful for now is going to bring you more to be grateful for in the future, right? So that's another thing. Just being happy with where you're at. I don't know. See, I can't read the comments because then I get out of my process.
That's very kind of you, Tracy.
I know. Thank you,
It's
Tracy.
the way Marsha and I roll.
But anyway, so what the other one, you said something, Joanne, about being in a bubble, right? You say that, and look at this lady. She's in a bubble. I was like, geez. As soon as you're talking, I'm looking through my cards at the same time that I make contact with this. You're saying you're in a bubble. So yeah, and I feel like for you, this is what it is. You're just going to spend the next few years getting clarity on yourself, and I think it's just going to be. Your birthday will be spent with yourself. When's your birthday, Doreen? Is it coming up? But the one thing I is key here is being gentle with yourself, and not be so hard on yourself. It's so easy to say, why did I do that? Why did I say that? Why? But you're on the right track, and I just feel so much growth, so much inner growth with you over the next few years, I think is where I'm going to go with that.
That's April right around the corner.
Happy birthday. My daughter's is April 24th. I'll be thinking of you the next day. We're going out on the 25th.
I'm sorry you're spending it by yourself. You need to be with your buddies.
You know what? Sometimes you're your own best friend.
Exactly. You're very welcome. Doreen.
Yeah.
You're going to come to the other side and you're going to be a whole nother person. I mean, I started with, I was a basket case when I first started. And, every day I just got stronger and understood how to keep my boundaries. And, the great thing about it is I started learning to know when it was me or when I was picking up other people's stuff.
Right.
And that just comes with being aware. It's just your awareness of, is that mine or is it somebody else's? Mm-hmm. And then you start realizing you don't have to, in Ohio. Yeah, you don't have to take it on. So.
Doreen, where are you?
Yeah, where are you at?
Yeah, they're in Ohio. I love Ohio. So I did business. We had some clients in Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I always said the kindest people live in Ohio. Even the way they drive. I was like, I remember we're going somewhere and I was like with my husband, I'm like, they're telling you to go. You can go. It's
what part of New
you're in New York.
What part of New York are you in?
I like New York.
My heritage all came from New York. Oh, Rochester.
I have relatives in Rochester. So my son is getting married in 2 weeks. Can you believe it? I can't even stand it. 2 weeks. And we have relatives coming from Rochester. Do you have that Rochester accent?
She's going to say no. You have a Boston.
No, Rochester they have that. They have a different accent than we have. Sometimes we can't even understand each other.
Both of my mom and my dad were born in New York City, Manhattan, New York. And my mom tells stories when she was a little girl and she would ride on that subway. They never thought to not let little kids ride on it. And she would do it alone.
Really?
Yeah.
So I didn't want to. Oh, she was born in New Rochelle. So we went to New York City and we had the kids with us and they were little. And my husband, he'll do anything, right? He's like, we're taking the subway. I go, no, we're not. He goes, these kids have to learn. And we did. I was like, holding on to the hands. I go, don't let go. But it was fine.
Oh my God. I love taking the subway. I love the people. Yeah. I'm a people watcher though. I love watching people. Yeah. And the people you see on the subway.
Yeah, I like the subway. Hello.
Oh, I love the subway. I love New York. I wouldn't want to live there, but I love New York.
Well, sometime, Joanne, you're going to have to tell us because I thought of this last night and I said, I have to find out how you ended up in California.
I was actually born in California. I can
Oh,
tell
so
you.
your parents they were in New York
They were in
and
New York
they
and
went to
they
California.
decided to have kids. And both of my parents said, we are not raising kids in New York City. We are out of here. And they hightailed it to California. And then my grandparents, shortly after that, when we were really little, they moved to California and they couldn't handle it. They were like, no, we're going back to New York.
Oh, they
So they
did.
went back to New York for, I don't remember how long, but for a couple years. And then they were like, no, we miss the grandkids. So then they came to California and stayed.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, which was so great because I got to get really close with both of my grandparents.
oh,
But
that's
my grandfather, all of his life, would say, there's no crime in New York City. There's no bad things that happen in New York City. It's the best place on the planet. He just was like,
you know what? I have to say, I love New York City because I always thought so. We're only 4 hours from New York, right?
uh-huh.
And I was like, I never went. And then right after 9/11 happened, I said, we have to go to New York.
Hmm.
And we did. And I remember saying, like, I love New York. Why haven't I been here earlier? Why didn't I ever go here? It's just, I don't know. You think of like the big city and you have all
Yeah.
these crazy thoughts, but
Oh, I love
I
it.
love New York.
My mom and I a couple times because she wanted to go back and revisit her stomping grounds and see what it was like and how did it change. And she grew up in Washington Heights,
Hmm.
and I don't remember the year we went, but it was before Washington Heights changed. It's not a good place. And so she was like, let's go to Washington Heights. So we got on the subway. We went to Washington Heights. We got off the subway, and she would tell me, you get off the subway and you walk through this really dark underground tunnel, and then you have to walk up the tunnel and you get to the street. And so we get to the top of the street, and my mom was like, how do we get to whatever? Because she had not been there in so long. So she walked up to this police officer and said, how do we get to whatever street it was on? And he said, what are you two doing here?
Oh,
He goes, you get back on that subway and you get out of this city
turn
right.
around.
They're like, don't you dare do it. She was like, oh no, we'll be fine. So we ended up walking around. It was the middle of the day, although that doesn't matter, in New York. But we walked around and she saw the building that she grew up in, and she told me all about who did what on what floor and all this other stuff. So it was really. I wish that we could have gone in though, because that's where my mom pretty much grew up there, and at the time it was a really nice place. It was like, you know,
Yeah.
it's not like when we saw, but now it's like you can't get property in Washington Heights. It's crazy.
Oh, isn't that funny?
So Pat was here. Pat, I pulled cards for Pat.
Okay, and then we had Vivian.
Vivian must be gone because she
Oh,
never
she never
answered. So
said?
I went on to
Okay.
Pat.
Oh, okay.
Are you still here, Pat? I'm just reading for Pat because I pulled
Okay.
cards for you, and I did that once already. So I'm going to read for Pat.
I know. I don't have any cards pulled. So.
Okay, so I feel for Pat. I feel like be around positive minded people. Like you're not around positive minded people enough. I feel like you're alone too much. So I feel like you need to have more people around you that are going to support you. Hi, Pat. That are going to support you and back you up, because I feel like you're taking a lot on yourself, a lot of responsibility on yourself. And I know that you need to back down off of that. And I feel like with the whole thing, though, what's interesting to me, it's about your vibration. What's interesting is the bat is hanging upside down, but she's straight. And I feel like you're feeling like you're upside down, like you're carrying a lot of load. And the world is, people around you are expecting you to hold them up, is what I feel like. And you can't do that. You got to let people hold themselves up. You got to let them make their own choices, which the second card is barriers. So definitely you've got to put some boundaries up around you and say, you know what, y'all can take care of yourself. You don't need me to do it. So y'all need to be like on your own 2 feet, and you need to be making your own decisions, because I've already lived my life, and y'all need to be doing your own thing. So I really feel like this is like hatchet time, man. Okay, I'm here to love you. I'm here to support you. But my job isn't to take care of you. My job isn't to carry you, because I feel like you carry a lot of load on your back that you don't need to be taking on. What's interesting about this, because I do feel like you are taking, I mean, I feel like you are, I know you. So I know you are very grateful. And I know that That's a part of who you are. You're a very positive person. But on the other side of it, you need to detox. So this is coming back to this card, right? You need to get rid of the people that are draining you and you need to detox it. But it's not necessarily because I feel you're not going to do it, is excluding people, but it's how you interact with them. So you can have people in your life that are high maintenance, but it's how you interact with them that's the key. You don't have to own anything or everything somebody else does. You can actually put boundaries up and say, this is my area and I'm not going to come out of it. So y'all just I don't know where the you all thing's coming, but y'all need to just get in your own plane. And y'all I have somebody in Texas, but I'm not Texas. I really feel like it's about bringing that peace to you. It's bringing that peace to say, I love you, I care about you, but I'm not going to carry your load anymore. Which is interesting that I said that because look at this cow has got flowers around its horns and not carrying a load. So it's about being in that peaceful state, right? Detoxing from the people. I feel like there are people around you, and it's embracing the flow of life because the life always has its rhythm, and you're at the time where you just need to be more like peaceful and enjoy the life that you have, enjoy the time that you have. Ask people for help. This is about people are taking from you. This is about you need to ask people to help you. So you're at this time of life right now where you need to ask people to help you. You need to ask people to do things for you and bring peace into your life and keep practicing gratitude because I know that you do. And I think that that's something that you need to keep continuing to do.
So the funny thing is, Joanne, both times I've got two cards. You said something about a burden, right? Well, then I'm looking at my card, which is the 10 of Gabriel, which is the 10 of Wands, right? You can't even see where the heck you're going because you've got that burden. You're just doing so much. You spoke about gratitude. As I'm looking at the gratitude card, this is like so crazy. I just love how that happens. So it's absolutely we're getting the exact same messages. So one thing I did get, you've got a lot of stuff going on, so much that you can barely see. So we want to kind of, in the next 5 years, get rid of some of that burdensome stuff that's happening. And I think you can do it. And what I want you to do is be open to, being open to change, be open to anything that's coming your way. Don't let that burden, the all the work that you have to do, all that these things that you feel that you have to do, don't let it blind you to new opportunities coming your way, right? You want to kind of clear the bushes and look through and say, yeah, what's coming my way next? Because really, I think there's going to be beautiful things coming your way, but you want to be open to it and be open to receiving it. That's so funny. I just love this. And as I say, open to receiving it, I'm going receive with love and appreciation, right? Again, it's allow yourself. And I think that's key to you because you are a giver and a doer, but it's allow yourself to receive, to get the love, to get the help. This is the other card I got. Is like, this is you, right? So many people going on and you're like the caretaker, right? You're making sure everybody's okay and everybody's doing whatever it is. But you know what? You want to be taken care of as well, right? So make sure that you are, if you're not getting people that are going to nurture you, you've got to take care of yourself. Make sure that, you put yourself as number one. And like I said, it's just looking for the gratitude because I think you do have a lot of gratitude that is for things that you're away. And what happens, you show your gratitude, there's always going to be more coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it.
Yeah, I think so. That was great. I enjoyed being over here in YouTube land. How about you?
Yeah, I liked YouTube.
It was a different energy tonight.
Yeah, I thought it. Well, I like talking at the beginning. I thought it was nice to talk to everybody and get people's opinions on stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Vivian is here. Vivian, you are here. Okay. We didn't do a reading for Vivian yet because we thought you were gone.
All right,
Oh,
Vivian.
that's nice of you to wish her a happy birthday. We all wish you a happy birthday, Doreen.
No, happy birthday.
Vivian. Vivian. Thank you for putting that in there, Vivian. I would have been horribly
I
upset
know.
if I found out we didn't read for you and you were here.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Oh, that was nice of you, Jeannie. Vivian, what does her higher self want her to know?
Oh, I'm glad, Tracy. I always like to listen to because you can pick up little nuggets for yourself, and you're like, oh yeah, oh yeah. I do that a lot. Oh yeah.
Mm. I like it.
Ooh.
She's catching on, you guys. Oh, thank you, Pat.
Oh, cat. Ooh. My dog's growling. I might have to mute. Ready? You know when you're in the house by yourself, and then he's like looking over there growling, and you're like, uh-oh.
Oh, that's great, Jeannie.
Oh, Jeannie, you're painting it? We want to see.
Yeah, we do. Take a picture and post it.
That's funny that you say that you do that because when Joanne does her lives on Thursdays, I'm usually painting. That's what I do when I'm listening to her.
Oh.
So funny.
So what I have, oh, that's so funny. Like playing poker.
Yeah.
The sound effects. That's funny. Okay. What I have, Vivian, is I do feel like you're in a good place right now overall. I don't feel like it's perfect because I see some things on the outer skirts that are not fun. But overall, I feel like you're really grounded. I see that you're really grounded. And I feel like that you really are, but you definitely know how to go into the stillness and almost like see things before they happen or know things before they happen. I do feel like that's a big part of it. Um, I do. I really do. I feel like both of these cards are, you're very clairvoyant, it feels like to me. Very much. Are you doing mediumship, Vivian? I feel like mediumship is something that you're doing, not that you need to do, but something that you are doing. Because I do feel like you're very like laser focused, like you can just zoom in onto something and get it. I do feel like you're not trusting everything that you're getting, though, that you doubt yourself, but you have this innate ability, this gift of being able to see things and be not doing, wow, okay. Because I feel like though, you know things before they happen. You understand things or see things. I feel like you have this great clairvoyant, like see pictures in your head or know things before they happen. If you're not, pay attention because I feel like this is a really big gift. But I do feel like things are pretty calm in your life right now. But I do feel like don't get used to the calm because it will give you a false sense of, I don't want to say security, but a false sense of moving forward. Almost like you'll miss what it is that's coming because you need to be able to see it to be able to move forward in it. The thing that really strikes me about this is almost like amethyst. If you're not wearing amethyst or have amethyst, is something that you should have with you. It feels to me like that is definitely a stone for you and that it would bring you a lot of calm. You see and hear things too. Okay, yeah, I feel like definitely you see things. Ooh, big time on that one. So I feel like, it's funny because I see these cards, and if you look at these cards, they're all about peace, right? Having like everything is going okay in your life is how I would see it. You're very grounded. Your things are not really moving in a fast direction in your life. You're very focused on things. Maybe this is about you being aware of your spiritual gifts. But with that being said, I feel like there's some overshadowing here, like something that's not being said here. I feel like there's something going on that I'm not seeing here. But I do feel like you have a lot of chatter in your mind, and um, you need to trust what it is that you're feeling or what you're hearing. I feel like I can't wait to hear yours. There's something I'm missing here. There's something not said. There's something going on. You're holding yourself back from something. That's what it is. There's something you want to do. This is what the stillness is about. You're not paying attention to it, and you're avoiding it. You don't want to do it. You know what? I'm going to go back to you need to change your thoughts, clear your mind. You need to put other things in your mind, because I feel like, oh, good. I'm glad you're wearing an amethyst. I feel like an amethyst is going to be good for you. You're in what I feel like you need to go for it. So I feel like, when I was reading these two cards together, I really had a strong feeling of spiritual connection with you and being very clairvoyant or very clairaudient. I feel clairvoyant. I do feel like knowing too is one of your gifts as well. Like you just know things. So I do feel like you're holding back from that. And the spiritual world in the next 5 years, they're going to be working with you in that, because it's very strong with you, very strong. And the thing about it, though, is I feel like that particular Claire is very strong with you, but you actually have all of them very strong. It's just that you've been used to relying on your clairvoyance, and you're going to be able to tap into your other clairs and use all of them, which is going to make you a powerhouse. So I do feel like that's something that's going to be coming your way. But through that, you're going to have to remember to stay grounded. We're going to come back to this card, because I feel like the gifts that you have here in your spiritual gifts, you're going to have to really stay grounded and centered, because you are so precise. It feels like it's so strong with you that you could get carried away with it. So you're going to have to learn how to balance that when you actually start using it, knowing how to use it. Because I feel like you use it all the time. You just don't know that you're using it, or you're not knowing how to use it yet, but that I feel like it's coming to you. So I feel like there's more in the shadows right now that maybe Marsha will put more light on. But I do feel like it's coming your way in the next 5 years, that you're going to start expanding in your spiritual growth, those gifts that you were here to use, because I feel like they're strong with you. You just need to know how to use them, and then things will open up for you. Please do share.
You're gonna freak out when you hear my stuff, because this it's not. I don't even know. I do have to ask you, Vivian, because I am getting all my cards were about love relationships, which is totally different than what you were talking about, Joanne. So I don't even know. So
maybe it's the hidden thing.
Maybe it's the hidden thing. So, Vivian, just tell me, are you in a relationship? Because I feel like there is a new relationship coming, and if you're married, I don't want to say that, because I'm like, oh no. But I do feel, and there's a couple of things that I want to say. I feel like I got the reconciliation, right? Which is really to look at, you're in a relationship. All right. You know what? That's what I'm thinking. I was like, oh, is she in a relationship? Is it going to go deeper? I do feel like this, I don't know if I want to say, what's the word? A little bit of buckling, right? A little bit of pushing up against each other, because I feel like that is changing, right? So, that's the one thing I'm getting. It's changing, and it's going into a deeper relationship, a deeper feeling for each other. Because I got two, the lovers cards can be really a deeply felt card. I feel like it's just, and then here again, the love. It's all about a love relationship. I just feel like there's so much of this going on. And the other card that I got, the first card I got for you for the next 5 years, right, is the Ace of Cups, right, which is actually the ace of, it's the emotional, it's the new, it's the overabundance. So I feel like there's all of that kind of bubbling up of just feeling confident in a relationship. So I know you're in a relationship. So let's say that it's going to be, that relationship is going to go deeper, really, really deeper. And what I want you to do is, oh boy. So in a relationship, right? When you are comfortable in the way that you are, and I feel like you can just kind of go along. And this one here is telling you, take a leap of faith, maybe do something a little different, bring in that spark, because I do feel like there's spark coming, and really, there's a lot of change coming your way. Taking the leap of faith here is really embracing that change. And it's just like crazy town, though. I just have to say, it's all about love for me, and a love relationship that is coming. And also the other card I got for you is like, dream of the future, right? And know that whatever it is that you want, you can bring it into your being. Just, when you're here and now, you're thinking about tomorrow, and just know that it can happen, because it's the leap of faith, and it's really believing in things that can be better for you. I feel like it's an upward climb. Not even that it's a climb, but it's an upward projection, an upward trajectory that you're going. And I just really feel like a lot of good, just that love feeling. Lots of it, lots of it, lots of it.
So I have a question, Vivian. Are you in a relationship? Are you in a marriage? What does the relationship mean? Out of curiosity. If you don't have to answer if you don't want to answer that. I'm just curious. So, because I have this hit, or whatever you want to call it.
What is it? We want to know. Tell me.
Married. Okay.
Just married.
So I wanted to know what was the shadow, because I felt like there was a shadow, something not spoken about.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled cards to figure out what was that shadow, or try to understand what that shadow is.
Second marriage.
Okay. Okay. I'll come back to that. I feel, for me, when I got those cards, the intuition thing was really strong for me, really, really strong. So the question that I had was, what is the shadow? What was in there that I was feeling as not being talked about, and how could we better understand that? And so one of the things that I got is, because you had said that you're not confident, you need to build more confidence. And the card that I got, I pulled the naughty cards on this, is you got this feeling you just can't shake. That little voice inside of you is speaking to you, and you're not listening to it. And that's going to be the biggest part of your growth, is being able to listen and trust what that little voice inside of you is telling you. You do you. Like, don't worry about what anybody else thinks or says or feels about. Like, when I first started mediumship, even the woo-woo world, I did it behind closed doors, because I wasn't going to be accepted in my family and friends, because they don't do that kind of thing. So it's like, you hide. And when you hide, then you're not being the true expression of who you are. So I feel like that's what they're saying to you, is you're not being the true expression of who you're supposed to be. So it's about, really, it's about stop trying to change to make other people happy, or stop trying to fit into a box that other people want to put you in, because it doesn't make you happy. Eventually, you're going to have to come out of that box, and you're going to have to live the world that you want to live the life that you want to live, because that's what we're here to do. We can express it in a way that is fun and good for us, or we can express it in a way that's negative because we're avoiding it. Either way, we're still going to learn the lesson. But I feel like you have more to give, you have more to share, and you're not allowing that to come out. You're not allowing that to lead you, because it doesn't ever, like, sometimes we think that spirit's going to do this or that, and in essence it's whatever is in right alignment to us. It could be something completely, I can't even tell you how many times I've been on one road thinking I was going one way, and then I went over in the next way. So you never know how things are going to change. So you just need to keep listening to the direction, and whatever you are thinking about, don't do it. So I'm not sure if there's something like you're not, well, I get what they're saying. They're saying that you're not really trusting the inspiration that you're getting. So you're not acting, you're hiding it, or you're in fear of moving forward. And yet, what's going to bring you the most joy in that life is to be able to step into that. Sorry, I'm not going to say that part. But anyway, it's about just allowing it to come to you in the way. And it's not about you doing right or wrong right now, because you're right where you're supposed to be at this particular time. And that's right. And as you keep moving forward and you keep learning, and the spiritual world keeps working with you, and obviously you're open to that because you wouldn't be here if you weren't, then you're going to start listening, and you're going to start listening. So don't think that you're doing something wrong or you're not doing it at the right time. You are exactly where you're supposed to be right now, but you are going to have doors open to you to walk into the spiritual world, because you have a very strong gift, and you've had it, I feel, all your life, and you know that. So I feel like you're going to have doors that will open and opportunities that will open for you. Oh, the last card is cleanse and detox. This is really about trust. This is about trusting. I had to pull one more card. I forgot I did. This is about trusting the direction you're going. So just trust it. Trust you, be you, and keep doing you.
Excellent.
Okay.
Thank you, Vivian.
You are working on it, Vivian. No right or wrong. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with us, the 5 people that are still here.
Yeah, this was fun.
It was fun.
Fun.
All right, everybody.
All right. Good night, everybody.
You're very welcome. All right, everybody. Have a good night and have a good weekend. It's Friday night.
I know.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.